We're live. Welcome back, everybody. It's Sunday. Greetings! We are Fellowship Gaming, here to entertain you with yet another tale of daring, disaster, and dimwits. So please grab your favorite drink and perhaps a snack and let us regale you with songs of our misdeeds. Tonight, or actually this afternoon, this evening, and tomorrow. No, this afternoon we'll be playing Tiny Dungeon 2nd Edition, which is a tiny D6 oriented system. It's a simplified fantasy D6 system created by Gallant Knight Games, which is relatively local to us. If you would like to see more content, please check us out on YouTube at fellowshipgaming.quest, where you can subscribe and hit that bell notification. If you would like to join us during our live streams, head on over to Twitch and give us a follow in order to be a part of our live chats.
You're almost at 200 subscribers.
Do we?
Yeah.
Nice. When we get to 250, maybe we'll do another special thing, and then we'll do another one at 5, and we do something small at 250. I'll do something small at 250. Maybe I'll do a wolf room or something. I don't know. You can name my goatee. Do like Valencia Van Dyke or something. I don't know. That's the name of the goatee, not the pejorative words. So anyways, yeah, we are playing Tiny Dungeon. It is very, very simplified. You realistically will only ever use 3d6. Actually, you will only ever use 3d6. Go over the basic rules. So I do have a cheat sheet for the players. Effectively, if I say give me a test, or I say give me a check, it fundamentally means the same thing, and it's a 2d6. You're looking for a 5 and a 6 as a success, and unless I tell you, and this is the other homebrew rule I use, which is scaling successes and scaling non-successes, which if you roll 3d6 and you roll 2 1s and 1 6, I call that a failure because it's a critical failure. If we use those rules, we don't have to. If I say test at disadvantage, just a 1d6. If I say test at advantage, it's 3d6. The other homebrew rule that we're using over and above what Gallant Games usually uses is they say disadvantage overrides all. So if you have a feature, which I think one of you do, I believe it's Fred's character for traps, you test disadvantage on all traps.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I were to say test at disadvantage for a trap, you would just roll normal, because advantage and disadvantage wipe each other out.
So would that be 2d6 then?
Yes, it'd be a standard test. So it's standard, normal, regular, whatever the word you want to institute will be it just means 2d6. All weapons typically deal 1 damage. Most creatures have between 1 and 5, and then high-end like red dragons might have 20. But they get 1 action, you get 2 in every combat. If you have a light weapon, which is any non-heavy weapon, you can use it twice in combat because you get 2 actions. Heavy melee weapons can only use 1 action to attack, so you're prompted to do something else. Move in and out, evade, focus to definitely deal damage. I'll get to focus in a second. And unless you have a trait or a heavy melee weapon, they do 2 damage. So that's the give and take. Like, you can only attack once because it's unwieldy, but you could do 2 damage with your attack instead of 1. If you focus, so on the battle map, you'll see a focus and an evade. You take an action to focus. Your success ratio is 4, 5, and 6, not just 5 and 6. No, it's on the map with the figures. And then evade is if I hit you, you're taking action to evade. You move to evade, and if I hit you, you roll a test. It's 1d6. You roll 5 and a 6. You just don't take any damage. Basically, you've dodged or blocked or whatever. The only person that has it in their character is the fox, which we'll get to in a second. It's a goblin trait where anytime they're hit, they auto evade. So it's just a chance. Stacks with shield bearer, which is a trait that we can get if we do a campaign out of this. You're just dodging and moving and doing all sorts of stuff. But that's always an action. Shield bearing is an evade action. It's just whenever you evade, you test different. All right. So, any questions about your character traits or information about your hit points that you're not sure about, or your weapons? The only person who has a ranged weapon at the moment is Fred. Now, if you look on the map, you can see that ranged can be used anywhere except for near. No, except for close, sorry. And melee can be used anywhere except for far. I believe light can only be used in close, which is the other two. So I kind of gave everybody a little bit of a different economy so that you kind of get a feeling for everything. Typically, you don't require a mini or anything like that, but if we do, there's another system called Advanced Tiny Dungeon, which is more like D&D, that uses a 5-foot movement, it uses grid and stuff like that, and that's something we could evaluate. We could decide if we want a more traditional play, or if you just like the simplicity of this, and then we don't need to complicate it any more than that. But that, again, we talked about this last week, where it has a little bit more of a progression, like a experience milestone progression, rather than this, which is really just, oh, you have an X number of traits and your character is done. You can't have any more traits than 7. So yeah, all right. No questions? No inquiries about the rules or anything of that nature that you're not sure about?
Probably we'll get more into questions when we actually start playing.
Excellent. All right. Welcome to Stillwell Stone Manor, a one-Shocktober scenario written by Anthony Tiger. The evening greets you all with wonderful anticipation. The air is crisp, cool, but not too cold. A breeze nips at each of your noses, but really only the scent of autumn, the decaying leaves, warm asphalt, and the varying fragrance of countless costuming accoutrements assault your senses. The sound of laughter fills the empty air between you and the countless children you've interacted with so far this evening. For the record, you are all also children. You see your age on your character sheet. You are all 13 in X-era, modern-ish, whatever. For a variety of reasons, you've all made your way to the small but notable corner of your little city at the same time. Could have been the last street of your evening, and the pull of perhaps one last potentially large hall beckoned you ever forward, or mayhaps circumstances such as they are, it was ironically the very first house of the first street you happened upon after getting such a late start. No fault of your own, of course. At this point, I'd like everybody to introduce yourself. So you can use a fake name, but I put your real names on your character sheet. And then really just what are you dressed as? And give an idea of is this your first house? Is this your last house? How much candy do you got? I mean, have some fun with it. Are you friends? Do you know each other? Like, build a rapport.
This will probably be the last street of my night.
Okay.
And I'm dressed as in a bed sheet.
I love it.
With
tiny little holes cut out.
Correct.
Maybe a little bit of marker, like a Spider-Man eye or something.
Correct. And everybody's been asking, who are you? And I just laugh and giggle and just continue on my way.
E.T. when he's in the ghost costume, basically.
Yeah.
I love it.
And so, it's probably the last
So
street.
you're Fred Gill,
Yeah.
and you're
My
13.
name, yes. I actually went as a ghost, but I think I was like 9 or 10 at the time because I was still living in Washington State.
Amazing.
And I remember going around and I saw this girl who was in the same class as me, and I kept on saying hi to her, and she kept on going, "Who are you?"
Because you had the sheet?
Because I had a sheet over me.
It'd be worse if she could recognize you through the sheet.
Yes, it would be worse. I just thought it was funny. Because every time I ran into her, I go, "Hello," and I said her name, and I don't remember what her name was.
I am me. I'm Brian.
Hi, Brian. Oh, sorry.
I imagine this is my first house. Because, as much as I love trick-or-treating, it involves a lot of walking, so there's a lot of mental preparation to go. Okay. And so I finally done. Also, the costume is complex. There's blood splatters everywhere. Um, I've had my hair spray painted. A little spray paint got in my eyes, so it's white too. and and between everything, I'm very happy with my costume. It's just very hard to see. It's so much walking, so much. But the candy's worth it. But I am dressed as a zombie.
So yeah, I'm Casey. My costume is I have basically an old 1-gallon Clorox jug cut off the handle, wrapped in aluminum foil with a slit cut for my eyes to see. And a piece of cardboard,
Tin Man.
roughly shaped to be a breastplate and tied on. And I'm carrying a plastic halberd.
I'm sure because it's modern. I'm sure it's all duct taped or something, but
Yeah.
to make it reinforced.
No, it was just cardboard with.
I'm aware, but that was like 1975. I'm saying more modern. You would
More
just
modern, I actually have my armor on.
Well, that's
which is
true, but
armor.
you wouldn't. Not at 13, you wouldn't. You'd
Not
have
at
duct tape.
13.
You'd have a really nice particle board or cardboard corrugated with like duct tape for reinforcement. I mean, you could be aluminum. I don't care. It's your character, but I'm just saying more modern construction would be like duct tape or something. Adam, but yeah, but still, yeah, you are effectively a knight.
Effectively, yes, I am.
And what's your halberd made out of?
It was just plastic.
Oh, like the ones that you get at
Yeah.
like. Oh, okay,
Like
cool.
you can get at Spirit.
Yeah.
It was just had a long shaft.
Yeah.
I
remember the plastic tridents, like the pitchforks and stuff.
very much
yeah.
like that. It just, like I said, it had an axe head with the back spike and a spearhead.
Love it.
That's
And
probably
I didn't know
where,
it was a halberd at the time.
No, you're just like it's a giant axe. You
It's a
don't know.
big axe.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
probably where the duct tape comes in to keep the head on, because of course you swing it around, it breaks, you put it back together.
Wonderful.
I am Jules, and I am dressed up as a fox.
You
so
are.
I have, like fox ears with the little headband, and then I have an orange and white foxtail that I made out of yarn, and then I also have little paws that I wear.
Yep.
And my hair, I have blue eyes, and then I have orange hair, but much like my outfit, I'm wearing an orange jacket and orange pants, and I'm wearing little boots that look like paws and all that.
I was thinking like fox foot slippers. I mean, it all works. It's all cute, anyways. So great. Well, glad that each of you can make it, and that you're standing before this house. So before each of you stands an all-encompassing and foreboding building, the Stillwell Stone Manor. You've all heard a number of tales concerning the building from time to time, and maybe one or two of you have actually considered ringing the doorbell and running away. But none of you have ever actually done it. But that is exactly why you've all met here at this hour. A dare in so many words. Alone, you're cowards. But together, who knows? The building looks much smaller than your memories and the stories would have you seem to recall. But the essence of the house diminishes it none at all. Large and dark windows encase the whole of the front of the building, and massively overgrown ivy completes the harried look. But it is the dark iron wrought fence and the thick, if not overly tall, stone walls which haunt your visions and give the structure its name. To a child, such as yourself, to a child, meaning all of you, you steel your resolve and approach the front gate, one of you taking a moment to test the fortifications. To a unanimous surprise, the iron swings open freely and with nary a sound. Birds caw in the background, but surely that is either coincidence or a fancy of pure imagination. With a fleeting glance back towards the road that leads away, and to one another, you all approach the entrance. A stone-paved walking path leads you in.
Well, this is good enough for the dare, right?
Yeah.
We could just leave.
No, we have to
No.
do the dare.
No, you gotta press the doorbell.
don't
At least
get
one of us has
anything.
to.
Yeah, we have to
it.
take a picture of us doing it with our
Yeah, we
cameras.
have to
I
do- we
love
have to
that
get proof.
fox costume.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
I'm like,
Feeling a bit self-conscious because my breastplate is literally tied to me with a rope.
I can't see anything. Oh, just a second.
You shift
And
it.
the classic ghost. I mean,
He's got 2 slits here. He takes his glasses out of his pocket, puts them on, like, oh!
Like the little glasses that was the thing.
you know, the classic ghost.
Classic
I
bitch.
have
Yeah, my mom was
bed
kind of
sheet.
mad at me.
I don't
can
know
imagine.
why. I have this strong urge to give you a rock, and I don't know why.
I'm here to cause chaos.
All right.
How do you want to approach the
I'm
manor?
just walking up
Tiptoe.
and pressing the button.
Okay.
Okay. So you all basically approach the house. Casey walks up and gets
I
out
tried
the
to get
front
out
door.
like
Behind a
my
bush.
cell phone.
There's some foliage outside of the manor, but there's not a lot of foliage in the courtyard itself. But there's maybe like a little pillar offset of the porch that you can kind of hide behind, just kind of like
tries to hide behind like a
yeah. You
little
got
hole.
you're faster. You got like 1 foot towards the door wall.
There's no hiding from me.
As
There's
you guys
just
approach,
shambling behind.
A
everyone.
soft chime of a clock sounds in the back of your mind. Dung. Strange. You don't seem to recall it being so close to any hour when you had initially arrived. And surely that much time hadn't passed in the interim while waiting for any of the others to arrive. But also, why was the sounding of the clock so loud, so very near, like almost within your heads? When surely any such device would be inside the house, and with all the windows seemingly closed, at last you could recall, you couldn't remember any being opened anyways. And finally, why are you all just so tired? It wasn't even that... You all awaken, albeit well kept, You all awaken in a small, albeit well kept and relatively clean room. So, on the very first map, called the Cellars, there's a little room. I don't know the orientation of the map because I can't see it from here. Yes, you start at the very, very bottom. There's a small series of beds in the room, as well as a few you can write on the map if necessary. A few toiletries and similar common types of implements you'd expect in a room such as this.
There it is.
While it is devoid of the more typical
Tiny
decor,
D6.
nice. You associate with a child, the feeling of the room imparts just that. You are unmistakably in a child's room. And more to the point, you're in this room with everyone else. You've no idea how or why or the amount of time that has elapsed, but perhaps you feel you should find out. There's a doorway that leads out of the room and into a corridor. It is unlocked, but the hallway appears only wide enough for single file movement.
I'm being in the back.
Think I'm gonna go up front.
You're the one with the chest plate.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking down. This feels a lot heavier suddenly.
Yeah. So,
And my halberd
all
is...
wake. And there is unmistakably a fox, a knight, and a zombie in the room. And in the corner, where Fred is, you see a small, faint blue light, like a translucent figure. Not enough light to convey, to light an area other than where he is currently sitting. But he looks ghostly.
Oh look, he died.
Well, someone's already dead.
Wow. I feel...
You find you can't put your hand through a wall, but if you don't focus on the physical nature, it doesn't cost an action or anything, but you have to actually make the effort to touch something. Otherwise, you just go right through it. So
This is so trippy. I know I shouldn't have eaten that candy bar.
That's why you don't take candy.
And I don't know why, but Casey smells so smart.
Irony.
That's weird.
Irony.
I never knew what smart tasted like before.
you can just smell the brains
You
through
can
the helmet.
smell it. Imagine me. I can smell it much more.
Yeah. So now, if you would like, you can introduce your costumes and then the trait that will embody your costume.
So the heritage. This one.
And then once you are done introducing your trait that makes your character unique, because otherwise you're just humans, I will have you all test perception or something of that nature for the room itself. So, Fred, what is your ghostly trait?
I am. Sometimes I'm there and sometimes I'm not. Once per session, you can transform your body into incorporeal and ghostly translucent state to either bypass a wall or hazard trap or some other restrictive mechanism.
Nice. Yeah, so once per session, you'd say, oh, that door's locked. We don't know how to get through it. Boop. You just walk through it.
And then you can unlock it from the other side.
I have the zombie trait. So I start with I'm a little bit weaker than everyone else, but when I reach 0 HP, I can immediately test, and on a success, I come back at 1.
So it says standard test, so it's 2d6, and on any 5s and 6s, you succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So my trait is Armor Master.
Mm-hmm.
When wearing any form of armor, you have an extra 3 hit points that must be lost before you take physical damage.
So unlike Brian, Casey is a tank.
Mm-hmm.
These hit points cannot be healed and must be restored by repairing your armor.
Yep.
It says 8 hours to restore all 3.
Oh, it's yeah. Oh, yeah. So you get 1 and 1. So when you take an hour rest, you get 1 health, 1 armor. That's what that means. You have to repair it. But if you take, it should be 6, not 8. If you repair your armor through a full rest, you heal all your hit points and your armor. Sorry,
Okay.
that's what I meant.
Has anybody seen my bag of candy?
No.
No.
Oh, I
So
think it's on the floor.
other than what you are wearing, you have nothing.
Mikey.
So your bag of candy, any accoutrement you had, your a flashlight or whatever protective gear like high visibility vest or whatever, none of that.
It was a lot of effort.
In fact, you don't even have your sheet. You are you in a ghostly form. You don't have a
Mom's
sheet.
gonna be mad. Your mom's not gonna be happy with
My
this
mom's
shit.
gonna be really mad because
Brian looks exactly the same. No.
My mom's gonna be really mad. I lost the sheet.
I'm just glad you were wearing something under the sheet. Would have been awesome.
They are very happy you were wearing something on their sheet. And what is your trait, Jules?
I have Vulpine Invasion. I can test 1d6.
Invasion or evasion?
Evasion.
Okay.
Successfully. Invasion.
She's an invasive
species.
Kill
every time she gets hit, she makes a new fox. We can't get rid of them.
They're everywhere!
So I wrote you as if you were a fox girl, but you can just be a fox.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be really fun for Brian's other trait.
So if your test is successful, you evade the attack and do not take damage. Declaring evade as an action has no additional benefit.
Yeah, so you don't have to evade as an action. If you had shield bearer, you evaded, they do scale. So then you would roll 2d6 instead of 1d6 and evade. But other than that, cool. Everybody, give me a standard test. If you have advantage on perception tests of some kind, then you utilize that.
5 and 6?
2 and 2.
Okay. So just say if you get a success, just raise your hand.
Yeah.
Awesome. So for those of you who got a success, you find nothing of note or value, although there are some small clues that might be found about the location. So if one of you, only one of you, can pull from the rumor mill, you find a little book or a little note card or something, a little toy, and it...
Let's see. The Manor is the oldest building in the city, or if not the oldest, surely one of them.
I'll hold on to it.
Okay.
So there's a rumor checklist. There's 10 rumors, and if you, I don't know if that one has a particular parentheses on it.
Mm-hmm.
If it does, that letter is of notable discernment from the rest.
All right. So that one, the important letter is S.
Yes. So that will come potentially in play.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You have a corridor. You have a room here, and you have a corridor in front of you. you will notice that, as I said, the corridor is darkened and there's no light source that you notice. Effectively, if you're in the corridor and you're testing for perception, you're at disadvantage because you don't have a light source.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so I know, Jules. Are you a fox or a fox person?
I'm a fox.
Okay. Because my
Because
other
where
trait,
we are right now, I am a full fox.
my other trait is beast speaker. So I can
understand
convey.
me.
So you can both speak and yip. If you do yip, only Brian can understand you.
That's cool.
So it's a good way for you to. And when you yip back, she can understand you, but nobody else can.
That's cool. We have a secret language.
Yeah.
You know, I can't really see in the dark.
I'm a fox, I might.
Neither can
There
I.
is a light in the room. It's small and it will only cast a shadow into like the first half of the corridor. The second half of the corridor, you get to a basically
And
closed off.
The question is, can we remove the light source?
No, it's like a ambient light bulb in a lamp, and while the lamp is not plugged in, you do notice, and that's a good question. If you pull the lamp outside of the bedroom, the light bulb goes off. You pull the lamp back inside the bedroom, light bulb goes back on.
Let's put it closest to the
As close
hall.
to the door as we
Okay.
can.
Yeah, and then head
Yeah,
out.
you walk to the end of the hallway and you realize that there is a series of walls in front of you. Doesn't seem to be any doors or anything of that nature.
Sing fine line, people.
I'm not going to bother covering up the map because it would be tedious for me to walk back and forth as you guys move. So,
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna look and see if I can find a
Okay.
hidden switch. or
yeah,
something.
if everybody would like to test, you can be tested disadvantage unless you have some way of bypassing disadvantage from light.
Yeah, 6.
Nice.
4?
2.
Great. So I remember. Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. Brian, you happen to notice that there's like a little panel. It's small. I mean, the fox clearly could fit. You guys would be able to fit. Casey might have to kind of like shift the, proper way.
You'd have to go sideways, walk sideways.
So everybody who did not succeed, mark down 1 stress. It's not a hit point or anything like that. This is a unique thing to this scenario. Basically, you were in darkness. You were looking for a doorway or something. You couldn't find something, and you kind of self-panicked for a second.
Where's stress?
You just mark it somewhere. It just keep a notation of it.
All right.
The only time it matters is if your stress is equal to your base hit points,
So,
and then you make a test to run away or not.
6?
That's it. Just a nice little, oh shit. Effectively, if you are stressed, you until you can make a correct test, you only have 1 action in combat. All right. So yeah, Brian finds a little panel. I believe there's an S on the board. It will open up into what is considered a kitchen. Inside this kitchen, you do see a set of stairs that seem to be leading up. And then if everybody would like to test, unless you don't want to search around the kitchen. So I'm going to go into this with
is
the
it
assumption
light?
there is a, so no, there is no light. That is a good question. So if anybody wants to explore first and say, hey, I'm looking at X, Y, and Z before you test, you can do that as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for some kind of light.
Okay. The only
look
light
around
source you find, you open up the refrigerator, and for whatever reason, there's like a small bulb, and it does light up the kitchen enough to dissuade the disadvantage.
I'm gonna
Okay.
find something sharp just for defense.
Sure. Test to
I got
notice.
a 6.
Yeah, so you got a success, but you were unable to find anything sharp. However, on the back of, like kind of the bottom of the fridge, you find a magnet.
I have on the pans.
So you
What?
can either record it as an item that you have found.
I would like to
So-
see if I can find some Oreos.
There is some food, but it looks like it's well past its due date.
Don't Eat
Well,
it.
I pick it up and
You find a single Oreo. You spend time focusing on it, but it's green and not black.
Ew.
And this is not a special Halloween Oreo.
I don't think you can get sick with your form. So.
I mean, you can still get hurt and stuff. So maybe.
so I pick it up and I go, it smells like Oreos.
Yeah. Do you want to test?
Sure.
This would be a trap
So that'd be an advantage.
for you. Yeah.
Nice.
2, 2, and 3.
Oh, yeah. It seems safe.
Seems like.
I just go like this and like I just like put it into me
Sure.
and just leave it there and just let go of it.
It drops to the floor.
Like
Do you pick it up and actually eat it?
no,
Okay.
I was looking for like a package of Oreos.
I think the Manor probably predates Oreos.
It's
Or
like,
cookies.
finally, I can get past the chewing part. Just put it right in.
Not quite. You're not a ooze. You don't count as like a carrying container.
You're not a slime.
Yeah.
Not a mimic.
Yeah. So the imagery of the kitchen kind of gives you like early like 20s, 30s, 40s vibes. Like, and you kind of get a weird. I don't want to use the term medical feeling from it or like a sterilized feeling from it, but that would not be unheard of. Like if you felt like it was sterile but not clean, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like a, yeah. Okay. So yeah, you see a doorway. You have a stairwell, and then there's an open area before you.
I'm gonna pick up the rotten cookie again and just carry it with me so I
Okay.
can have something to throw at somebody.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
You throw it into their
I
mouth.
mean, the part
it'll
of
be
me
death.
that just wants to get out of here wants to go upstairs.
Yeah.
I wanna
So one thing that you're noticing is that there's a overwhelming lack of sound. Like the refrigerator worked.
even for me.
Yeah, oh yeah. The refrigerator works, but it's not humming. And you look at the not that there's like lights like this, but you know that lights like this have a hum to them. You're not noticing that. Even your footsteps don't seem to have a very noticeable, lasting effect. Like you still clomp, clomp, clomp because you're kids in armor, but the armor sound almost seems to
Muted.
dissipate. Like clank, and it's not clank, clank, clank. It's just clank, conk. It's not conk, 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 you know?
There's no echo.
Right. I mean, there wouldn't be an echo, but yeah, that's the effect. Is it feels like it's just sound is absorbed much faster than you would like, or would seem normal.
Again, I still just want to go upstairs
Okay.
because I want out of this place.
Oh, follow the brains.
Same.
All right. So you go to the stairs and you start to head up the stairs. I'd like you to make me a test, and for you, this will be at disadvantage. Nice. So you step on a stair, and ordinarily, like the stair would creak and give way, but you're able. As soon as you pick your foot up to go on the next step, you see the step below kind of disintegrate, and you reach for the door, and it's locked.
I suppose that shouldn't surprise me.
It's an old house.
Okay. Well, let's go another way.
Jules, gonna need toilet paper.
What would you like to do?
Hmm?
What would you like to do?
I guess go back down because
It's not that. It's like
there's a part of me that's like,
it's like
do
five.
I really want to take my axe, which apparently is now a real axe, to this door?
Sure.
No, I'm not a vandal. I'll go back down. Maybe we can find a key.
I mean, you were tooken. So remember that.
It's true, but there's still this part of me that's like, I don't go destroying things unless I absolutely have to.
Perfectly valid.
It's like, yeah, I can break this door down. Let's see if there's another way through first. That'll be a last resort.
I can't find my pulse.
That's because you didn't roll a
Well,
test.
like him, you're dead.
That's unusual.
Somehow I feel like I should be offended the way he said that. I don't know why.
Well, just let me know if you get hungry for brains.
Oh, that's been here the entire time. Luckily, you don't have any.
That's
The
hurtful.
cookie almost smells good to you.
The cookie looks good to me.
Yeah. There's a faint semblance in your
Mm.
olfactory sense.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. What would you like to do? You guys are still in the kitchen.
Yes. we'll
Yeah.
There seems to be a open dining room in front of you. With the refrigerator open, it illuminates enough for these 2 rooms.
That's just really bright light from the refrigerator.
That is
Almost
a really bright light.
Preternaturally bright.
Hmm.
I didn't know you knew a word that big, Fred.
I didn't either. Hey.
Fred uses preternaturally, and you're like, you look a little bit tasty.
Them's tasty sounding words. Let's see. Well, I don't know. Maybe someone's at the dining room. Or there's cards.
Let's look through the dining room.
Yeah. Go
See
to
if we
the
can find a
dining
phone.
Okay, you enter the room,
Phone
and
works.
nothing really of note or value seems to present itself, except for a clear indication of the passing of time. So there's some dust and things of that nature. If everybody would like to test perception for me.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
Have you made one yet?
No. Highest roll I've done so far is 3.
Fred has no good dice. All right, Jules. You find a newspaper
Fred?
that's kind of folded up and,
I've got some.
covered in dust on the table in the dining room. Brian, I'd like you to roll me a d6 and have it. So 1 and 2 is 1, 3 and 4 is 2.
3.
So is that the half?
Yeah.
5 and 6. All right. So you find a newspaper, and as you're reading it, the words start to swirl and evade like literal translation. It's clearly lettering of some kind, like, but windings would be it's just you don't understand it. With that being said, though, you can hold on to the paper. Brian, you find 3 batteries.
Neat.
My type of batteries.
Batteries work. If something needs a battery, just use a battery. So
Okay.
like if you use firearms in this, you just have ammo or not ammo.
Okay.
And at the end of
Yeah.
combat, you roll a success, and if you succeed, you still have ammo, and if you fail, you don't have ammo. You have to find more. It's kind of like Gamma World, I think, uses the same methodology. Very, very simple. And then you find ammo, and you're like, I have ammo. Like it's just bullets. They all work with all guns. It's like all nails work with all hammers, and all batteries work with all electronics. That take batteries. Like a refrigerator would not take a battery.
Look for a phone.
A lamp would not take a battery, but a flashlight would, a radio would, whatever.
I'm gonna look.
Okay. Yeah, you see 2 doorways, one leading to the north and one leading to the west.
North.
Okay. So the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you open the door from the dining room and you happen upon a hallway. There's a series of desks line the hallway. They're small and typical for such. A variety of papers and writing implements can be found. Pencils are all broken. Pens are all lacking ink. Paper is they're scribbled on, but there's nothing really discernible. However, everybody would like to test perception.
Is this one lit?
It's not light based.
Okay.
There is no light in here. That is correct. All right, nice.
Not me.
So the three of you that succeeded, from the south, from the south door at the end of the hallway, you hear like noises.
I want to check it out. Check it out.
I can't see. I want to try and find something to light this. So
I can feel my way around.
This place reeks of homework. I don't want to go in there.
It really
I
does.
want to go in there. either.
Does
Yeah, it
anybody
does.
have the ability to overcome disadvantage for scent-based things? I don't think anybody does. What did I give you in your traits?
And show perceptive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gain advantage when testing to gain information about your surroundings and find things that may be hidden. You gain this even while asleep.
Oh, so you were making all these tests at advantage, not disadvantage.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, that's all senses. So you would be able. You're the only one who can make this test at normal.
Okay. So I do too.
So this is scent based. Nope. You smell the faint, like copper almost, iron almost in the air, but nothing really attracts your attention other than that. So you do have the two doorways, both to the south, but one leads back to the dining room, and the other one leads to a room that you don't know. What would you like to do?
Go to the room we don't know.
Perfect. You open it up.
I can't. My hand goes right
I
through.
also can't open it up.
Your hands work. You just have to focus on it.
I got pause.
You can also once
He's-
per set just walk through the door. I was like, you don't. I mean, you know that you can do that. You feel you can do that because it's meta. Like
He's
you
a-
know what you're capable of. You literally could have. It doesn't matter now, but you literally could have just walked through the door up the top of the stairs and be like, "Oh, you guys are stuck. I can't get back through now." Because you can only do it once per. That's why I made it once per session and not forever. I was like, "Oh yeah, you bypass. You're also alone now." No, I literally thought Casey was going to convince you to do it on the outset. I was like, "All right." You guys get upstairs. Finally, Fred's up on the third floor. Like, why am I dead? Like for real? No.
Fred is
Wonderful.
a ghost with ADHD. All you have to do is focus. No.
Oh no.
Yes.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, all right, that works.
Oh,
So
were
you-
we able to find any light source in this hallway?
No. Nope. Somebody tested for something and failed. Yeah. Again, it's like you would think most likely that there would the light source of this hallway would be like candles, more traditional, non-electronic based stuff. Like this would kind of be where kids who would have to write 100 lines would go and be in like detention, so to speak. Like that's the feeling you get from this study room with the desks and all that. But there's melted wax and there's no open candles or matches or anything of that nature. All right, as you enter what can only be considered a living room, I would like you all to roll initiative. As a small wolf-like creature darts out from underneath the
Initiative is 2d6.
and then you
it
add
to
your
get
yeah.
to there.
I think no, it's not. You're just rolling initiative. So you add the numbers together, and then what? Do you add anything else to it? It just says you just take the result, right?
Yeah, it's just the result.
Yeah.
You want the low number or a high number?
You start. You want high. Start high. Go
If
low.
you wanna, yeah. If you wanna go first, you want high.
I got a 10.
I also got
Okay.
a 10.
I'm a 8.
I got a 12.
All right. What'd you get?
10.
10. Nice. Okay. Wolf got 7, so he goes last. All right. In combat, monsters don't move. They are considered to be always moving around and interacting and whatever. It doesn't affect where you are in the as far as like near, far, close. But it would be dumb if they had to, because they don't have actually, they only have one action. It would be dumb if they had to move and couldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
So it will change if we do advanced tiny dungeon because they have movement speeds, and then that doesn't take an action. You just move. So, or it does take an action, and everybody gets to move action. I don't remember, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, 12 goes first. You see if you would put. Thought I had a wolf thing. Let's just do the.
You do, but it seems to be being used as a player character.
It was supposed to be the wolf boy, but it's the Volpine now. Just do the fire elemental. Put it on the enemies. Yep. Okay. You all start at far,
I guess I need a character.
and you get 2 actions every round. I have a couple extra if you want to borrow one. So, Casey, what would you like to do? I think you rolled the 12, right?
Yeah. Light source?
Nope, no light source. Well, yes, that I apologize. There is a small light coming from a small static television. It's perpetually on you.
Just holding the television.
Like, think Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will take 1 action to move near,
Okay.
and I will take an action to swing with my halberd.
Beautiful.
That's just 2, right?
It's your mastery, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice. You swing the axe down, and you catch the flank of the small wolf boy, and he goes, "Burr!" And you definitely you drew some blood, and you see clear rivulets of blood coming out of a wound from his flank. So you deal 2 damage.
Okay.
All right, who's next? I believe the 10s.
Yep.
Right.
I will shoot a ectoplasmic thing at it.
Okay.
You can
So you take a second, and you're like, I feel like I could just, rah, and you slimer him.
Yep. That's a 2 and a 4.
I believe it's also your mastery.
So with 1 more?
Yeah. So yeah, you only get 1 mastery weapon, and you roll at advantage with that. All the time.
That's a 6.
All right. So you shoot this like ectoplasmic bolt out, and you hit him in the face a little bit, and you see like a little bruise starting to, a little Eddie Munster going, oh! And you hit him for 1. You have another action.
Fred, you have to charge up your attack. That's why you nearly failed.
Oh, okay. I will charge up my second attack and do it again.
All right. Well, you can focus, and then that applies to your next attack.
Okay, I'll focus.
So when you focus, you move yourself over to focus, and now your success ratio is 4, 5, and 6. All right. Next is the other 10, I believe.
I don't think I can because the only thing I have is Volpine claws, and it's a light range, and I have to be up here.
Yep.
to hit. So would that take one? Would that only
Yep.
take
1 action to move into close, and you're trying to nip them in the bub.
Volpine claws.
So that's mastery. Yep.
So it's 3.
And
Two,
you did
two.
not do well. So you go to nip him, and you think when Casey hit him hard, it kind of moved the tail out of your mouth range, and you kind of bite air. And then I believe I got a 7, you got a 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go before he does.
Let's see.
You're also close. I think you have a bite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a brains.
I'm just like, since he looks like a wolf, right?
Yeah, he looks like a half boy, half wolf boy.
Alright, I'll be like, hey, are you in costume too?
Ooh. Yeah. Roll a test at advantage for Beast Speaker.
Okay. Yeah, 2 6.
Nice. So you're like, "Rawr, and you that perfect howl, and he goes, and he does convey to you, oh wait, I'm not, but I've been here a long time and I'm alone. Again, it's supposed to be basic conversational, like, me sad and alone and hungry.
Yeah.
Would I be able to
I
understand
would
that?
really, I wish I had an Oreo.
Would I be able to understand?
You don't have Beast Speaker, so you're not an actual fox.
Oh.
You can talk to other foxes, but he's not a fox.
Okay.
Okay.
You have another action?
Let's see. All we found is that Oreo. Can I have your Oreo?
I'll give him my Oreo.
Okay.
So,
Use your second action to toss the Oreo over.
yeah.
All right, combat's over. He grabs the Oreo, curls up on the couch, does a little dog thing.
Oh my gosh.
And then he makes a sound. He's like, "Good thing you guys didn't eat this. You'd gotten poisoned." Yeah.
Okay.
So in Tiny Dungeon, combats can be stopped without killing everything. There's also unique things like you'll see later on, or not, or maybe you'll just kill everything, and who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can convey very basic information with the Wolf Boy. He does introduce himself as Oof. He says that he's been here, to him, like 3 days. But you can pull a rumor for speaking with him.
Yeah.
And then if everybody would like to make a test while sitting on the couch with the Wolf Boy, Julia, because you have the, well, not that you need it, but because you have the magnet, you get make the test at advantage.
I got a 5 as well.
Nice. So while Brian is talking with the Wolf Boy, and because he is a canine, you're getting like every 6 word. You know, there's a dichotomy of language there. So he's like rah rah blah blue rah 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 hungry rah. You know, you're getting every 6 words, enough that you can pick up. You can carry on a conversation with him. But while doing so, you reach behind because you're a fox. You like touching
Grab
things,
it on my back.
and you pull out. Oh no, you don't have hands because you chose to be a fox. But anybody else get a success? All right, I just presume you tell somebody, you're like, hey, there's a screwdriver in the couch. I guess foxes could dig it out with their mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, those sons of bitches can do everything.
I'm a fox. I'm very smart.
Yeah. So yes, you pull a screwdriver out of the couch.
Anyone need a screwdriver?
So what was the rumor you got, Brian?
Someone petitioned to the city that the courtyard of the manor held murder victims. And
Yeah.
the why.
So in
is-
conversation, excuse me, the Wolf Boy brings up like, yeah, my mom and dad were sent to investigate, and they brought me because whatever reason, and I woke up in a room and I was a wolf. I slowly made my way here, and now I'm stuck. But that's okay. My mom and dad are dead. So
Do you want to come with us?
no, I'm all right. I like it here. Really good TV.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that works.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you realize now you're talking about the TV, and you each see like a different static. Like it's the same TV, same light source, but the view is a little different for everybody. So he's probably seeing something different. Also, he's a wolf, so he only sees in like black and white. So maybe he's seeing like images. I don't know. Out of the purview of this scenario, even though I wrote it. And then there is he goes, yeah, there's a weird, not really weird. There's a bathroom to the south.
Is there anything in the bathroom?
Probably. I mean, I don't use it.
Obviously.
Pleasant.
I'm not a flush. I never learned. It's beyond my wolf capabilities.
I think only 2 of them can actually use it.
I mean, Fred looks like he wants to wash up, so we better investigate.
Yeah. Oh no, he goes, yeah, he doesn't use it because it's his only source of drinking water.
Oh.
How that? Yeah, that's cute. I like that. Yeah, so
I
you guys.
can't say anything because I knew a lot of dogs that just drank out of the toilet.
That's fair.
Rain did it for a little bit.
Yeah, Rain did. Stood on the.
Yeah, we had to stop
What are you
for,
doing?
like all the time. We had
We found out if you have diabetes, you leave a lot of salt in the bowl, and cats go ape shit for that. I was like, oh, well, that's fair. Just licking my pea salt, weird cat. Anyways, yeah, you open up the water closet. As everywhere else, it seems like there's nothing really working. Oh, you never moved into the room?
Not yet.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, so if everybody would like to make a test for perception. Julia, you are advantage. The light from the TV, it doesn't ruin it, so. Okay. Who got a success? Great. Everybody who got a success, you find a flashlight with no batteries.
Huh.
Basically, you flushed the toilet, and he goes, oh no! And then it's stuck in the thing as a little flashlight you fish out. So it was only one flush. All the water's now gone. But nothing else in the bathroom really catches your attention at all.
So you wrote down flashlight? There's only one flashlight, right?
There's only one flashlight, yeah.
Okay.
we got battery.
He got battery.
Yeah, he got battery.
I do got that.
Just
Making a
remember,
point.
just remember, you got to hold the flashlight in your mouth, and it was in the toilet.
No. You're saying these two can't hold it?
I can't hold it. It keeps falling through my hand.
No, you can hold it, Fred.
He's like, look!
I ain't holding it. Ew, no, my mouth's gonna get germs.
As you bit someone.
She attempted.
I attempted.
And failed.
She bit the air.
The air
bit
was
her tongue.
contaminated.
All right. Reasonable suspicion, you think the screwdriver could be used as a makeshift.
Lockpick.
Anyone
Lockpick.
need a screwdriver?
I don't know. Probably. Something. Keep everything.
Keep everything.
Yep.
But with a flashlight and a battery, we have a light source.
Yeah.
You probably might need a screwdriver to open the flashlight. But some flashlights do that.
The vast majority
Of
don't.
them don't. But still, it could be one.
We're like, why does this one use watch batteries? That's so weird.
We are terrible people.
It's a solar battery.
Solar bat.
What?
At least it's not a crank. I'd be like,
I have like one for like emergency radio.
Yeah, but you would be the perfect one for that because you can't ever get tired.
I get tired very easily, I'll let you know.
You're a zombie. You can't get tired.
I am a zombie.
Not a
Yeah.
real zombie.
I could just imagine, like,
But that is one of the traits that you can take if you are a zombie in Tiny Dungeon.
me getting tired and then one
It's
of them having to
tireless.
carry me.
Basically, you don't require sleep, and you only have to do half of it to recoup all of your hit points. So
I can imagine one of them just holding me if I get tired.
sure. Casey's
We'll
a
let
big,
you
strong boy.
rest on Fred's head. It'll be
Because
fine.
she'd fall through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget that she's staring. Go.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess we have one option left, and that's go try and get through the door upstairs.
But now we have stuff. And the flashlight.
And a flashlight.
And a screwdriver. And a magnet.
Oh, yeah.
But
And
you no
a
longer have an
newspaper.
Oreo.
And a newspaper.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And the newspaper.
I have the newspaper.
To be fair, it's just paper. It doesn't really come back to play. I forgot all about it when I wrote it.
No.
So in theory, if you had a trait like demon speech or mythos or whatever like allowed you to read black speech or something weird like that, you could get a rumor out of it. But I was like, it's just newspaper. You might need it later to make a torch.
It's a fire.
Yeah, to give you ideas, just to like scenario stuff. Like, hey, here's items. Some things are red herrings.
Where's that like a freaking poncho on my back?
You fold it into a hat.
We could
got a
make
little-
an airplane and put Fred on it, since he hasn't weighed anything. Just sail him across the room.
No, I do have pickups.
I'm not a blue orb.
You are when you don't focus, and that's enough for us to put you on the plane.
Oh.
So, who would like to test to pick the lock?
I got paws.
I won't.
Okay.
'Cause I have Trap Master.
Yep.
What does it say?
Gain advantage when testing to create, locate, and disarm traps. You get advantage on save tests against traps.
Okay, well, this isn't a trap. This is just a lock picking.
I know, but I figured.
But if it is trapped, you are correct. As you're like, hey, the door exploded. Shit.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Good job. Yeah.
Somebody else can try it now.
So we are clear. If you all fail a test, you take 1 stress and then you can redo them. But you each have to attempt. If you attempt it without everybody else, even if you succeed, you will take a stress. Basically, you're just like freaking out.
Yeah.
So, but you're fine now
Oh.
as long as everybody else goes.
Yeah. So I'll give it a go.
Your big hands. You put it in your mouth. Doesn't work.
That's what I would do. Do
You want to test?
yes.
Okay.
Do you need a boost or anything?
Yes.
I just fix the box.
Yes, do that for me, please. I got a 6.
Nice. Yeah, so remember, I need to. Yeah. All right. Great. After like 30 seconds of the fox kind of just jiggling around and puts a claw in and click, you hear a nice little. It's not so much that the lock comes undone. It's just whatever jarring effect kind of dislodged a board that was barely nailed in on the other side, and then the door just opens up into another stairwell that leads into the ground floor. You
And
start
now the
in the
echoes.
room that has the stairs and a table.
What does the fox say?
I remember that. That was really big. Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Every trial, I love that
It's
song.
always more years
All right.
ago than we think. it
Unlike the cellar,
It
there
is.
is definitely light here and working appliances. However, you all get the sense that they feel a little off. So unlike the cellar, every room here has like a candelabra or a light of some kind that doesn't seem natural, but it absolutely helps in your perceptive abilities. Smaller but far more remarkable than the previous dining room, the one that you were in downstairs. There seems to be a setting for a family of 4 that has remained undisturbed at the table. If everybody would like to test for sound. You are advantage for all tests.
That's why I looked at you.
Learn to route your traits.
No.
All right, you're too busy smelling things. Okay. Awesome. All right. So to that direction, you hear noise coming from that room. There are 2 doorways in this room. One leading the way that you heard the noise come from, and I really don't know what the orientation is. So towards me would be the other doorway.
Yeah.
So this one and that one?
And I think he said this is the one we hear sound out of.
Yes.
You do. Yep.
And there's food on the table, you said.
No,
It's
there
set.
is
Oh, it's set.
a setting for a family of 4 that has remained yet undisturbed.
Okay.
So there's dust and stuff everywhere except for on the china, the stem glassware, the silver whatever. No knives. There's like spoon and a fork and maybe a butter knife, but it's a small little like butter knife. And it looks like it is clean, dust free, the whole nine.
Imagine just.
You
like,
know,
shakes my
that's
body and a
weird.
bunch of dust comes off.
Do you go to interact with the plating?
I can't help but kind of shove something around.
And no matter how much force you put on the plate or silverware, it does not move from its position. Like it's super glued to the table.
Huh.
Like there's something supernatural
like-
binding it to that location, and so much that dust and stuff doesn't connect.
That's, that's kind of weird.
That's weird.
That's really weird. I see a window, I think.
Yeah, there is a window towards you, right?
Away
And then-
from me.
And then there's like a chimney cook area towards the back. That is not a window.
Yeah, the chimney is towards me. The window is away from me.
Nope. That's reversed, I think. Yeah.
So this looks like the window. That looks like the chimney fireplace.
Oh, you are correct. I had that backwards in my head. It's not a window. It is a window, but it's not for the purview of this map. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you don't see anything outside then. I mean, you can look outside. It's just you see the behind the house, and there's like
Just a
overgrowth,
white
and
void.
it's dark, and it just looks. stormy.
I
Right,
mean,
dark
I
void.
want to try and open the window.
Yeah, again, no matter what you do, you can't seem to get it open. You hit it with your axe, bounces off. Like, there's definitely something keeping you in the house. To give you a
Does
perception.
anyone remember the person that gave you the dare?
No.
No.
I mean, we should
Neither
have
can
left
I.
when we did the doorbell, but
No,
we
it
fell
was,
asleep.
yeah, to the best of your recollection, you know that there was a card involved and somebody invited you to do X, Y, and Z, but no name or visage comes to mind. The card is no longer on your person, and even what it looked like or the font is no longer reminiscent. So you still get the semblance of self, and you still definitely know. But the longer you're the knight, you feel more chivalric. Like you feel less Casey and more
I feel more sleepy.
knight. You feel less Jules and you feel more Fox.
Like I'm
you're-
sly and
You feel less
Tricksy.
real. Like you'll feel more incorporeal and interactive, like poltergeisty. And yeah, every second that goes by, your friends just seem to smell a little bit more delicious. Especially when they say big words. You're like,
Yeah.
oh.
Well, the only one you can eat is Casey.
I can eat
you
her.
can eat
It's
me.
just that her brain
you-
is smaller.
Yeah, and I'm
You don't know
an
if you can be
animal.
hurt yet.
Well, I hear something from in that door.
Let's go there.
So I guess, yeah, start there.
Should
Okay.
we knock?
Yeah, you open it up, and you see an actual kitchen, stove, range, the whole nine, plus a dishwashing area.
It's a big kitchen.
However, two housemaid zombies kind of come out of the side of the pantry. Like there's one towards the a window towards the north, and then there's like a little egress towards the south. They kind of engage you guys. Think of like the asylum nurses, but these are like housemaids with the French outfit and the little whatever. So if you would
That's
put
true.
two of the two ghosts or whatever girls in the enemies. Yep. Yeah, and you see that they are equipped with like a spatula, and one has like a cast iron pan and all that. They look very reminiscent of Brian.
Can you talk to them?
No. B-Speak doesn't work on zombies.
No.
Zombies!
Zombies.
So, before we do combat, if everybody would like to make a mental test at disadvantage. So it's just rolling a 1d6 unless you have something. Yeah. Beautiful. Hey, that works. You're like enemies, huh? You all realize that they show a preternatural aversion to light. So, like, when there's a strong light source, they tend to shy away from it. And you think if you used an action to shine them with the flashlight, you might stun them.
Neat.
So yeah. So instead of doing damage, you do an action. If you get a success, you stun them. They lose their action. So okay, let's roll initiative. Oh
Are you kidding?
We rolled a 4. Jesus, Casey, you like going? You're like, I like going first.
Enemies!
He's starting to sound more and more like Errol Flynn.
Aha!
Yeah.
Come forth! And we're like, is he always like this? He's probably always
Alright.
like this.
It's not
Who's
like
going
this
first?
when we play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
I got a
Alright.
6.
Who got 12?
God,
Okay.
well.
Who got 11? 10? 9? 8? 7? 6?
I was hoping for
5?
3,
4?
6.
3? 4. Sorry, not 3, but still.
Yeah.
Again, we go last. Casey stole all my mojo. All right. You have 2 actions. What would you like to do, Casey? Now, for the record, who has the flashlight?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use an action to get near and take a swing.
Beautiful. Swing, bada, bada.
Yep,
Miss.
that's a miss.
Awesome.
I was a 3.
Happens.
1, 2, 3.
All right, who's-
I feel like that's something, but probably not. Only in like Yahtzee,
yeah. Farkle.
Farkle.
All right.
All right, who's next?
I will get close. And I will take a slash at them.
Nope. All right. Wow, the dice do not like you guys. So they, yeah, you go to slash and they go nope, and they just pick their leg up. You see one bearing down. She's like ah. She has a rolling pin. She's about ready to crack your skull with. Fred, I believe you're next, and then Brian.
I'll go. Do you have any
Grey Poupon.
Grey Poupon?
Her.
I will take an action to focus
Beautiful.
and then shoot.
Kamehameha.
Two hits.
So just one success. So yeah, unless you have multiple actions or a trait that allows you to deal, it's just a success deals 1 hit. Cool. So did you target the one with the rolling pin or the one with the cast iron pan?
Cast iron pan. That looks like
Beautiful.
a
You hit her. You're like, whoa! You ball it up and you throw this beautiful
Gonna get my
ectoplasmic bolt at her,
bashed in.
and it hits her in the chest, and you see like a what would be an explosion of like blood and guts and gore, but it's just ghostly, like, and she crumples to the ground and stands right back up.
Oh no, she died. No, never mind. She's alive.
Nope, she's fine.
Alright. I'll take the flashlight and I'll point it at the rolling pin one first.
Okay.
And that doesn't work.
Yeah. So you go to flash the light, and Jules or somebody bumps into your leg, and the light goes wide for that 3 seconds span of time.
Sorry.
It's fine. And then
I almost got hit in the head with a roll pin.
So it is a light weapon, so you can use both actions if you require it.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe I focus her next time. But we'll use the flashlight on the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay! So the cast iron one.
Yeah.
So it crumples, stands back up, and you just right in the face. It goes, and it kind of petrifies for a half a second.
Hey, it does work.
Beautiful. Their turn.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Well, the one with the cast iron pan kind of looks, shakes it off for her turn. The next one's going to bring the fox. Oh, you're right there.
Fair.
And misses. So it goes to step, hit you, and you kind of jump out of the way. All right, top of the order.
Okay. I'm gonna take an action to focus,
Okay.
and then swing. Oh yeah.
Nice. All right. You cleave into her, like, deep wound, and she collapses.
Nice.
All right, who's next? Jules, I think.
Yep.
And then Fred's on deck. And we have a soda if you want some caffeine, Fred.
Yeah, can I get one of my water? Maybe.
Chill out,
You want to give that to him?
It's like the master calls.
I can't reach.
I spew for drinks.
There's another slash.
I don't know what it is today, but today is like I slept really good and I can't seem to wake up, and it's
You
all over
have
the place.
advantage with that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Your mastery weapons always. Okay, well, you don't get to roll all the dice again. So that's your second action.
Okay.
All right, and you bit her? Or you scratched her, whatever it is you do?
Yeah.
Spider.
All right.
Fox.
So she goes, and she drops.
Nice.
So yeah, so you the two housemaids collapse and drop their implements to the floor. Like the other rooms, there doesn't really seem to be much else here. Working lights, the water runs. It's very low, so like you would have to wait like an hour to get a gallon of water. But like if you want to wash up or do something, you're more than capable of doing that here.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to take a rolling pin or a cast iron pan, those are light melee weapons.
They weren't making anything food-wise, right?
Well, you're not sure. I mean, there's certainly they probably were at some point, but it's since disintegrated into nothingness.
Okay.
Like there's probably flour on the table, but you don't know if that was like actual flour or if it's just 100 or 30 years of time just disintegrating whatever that item was.
I want to see if I can find a box of Cheerios.
Why you gotta be so
Cool. There's you don't notice any food storage in this room specifically, but there is a doorway to the south.
I just decided
I want to listen.
Sure.
Kind of see if I can hear anything at that doorway.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't hear anything of note.
I want to smell around to see if I can smell anything
Sure.
weird.
Yeah, you go up to the door to the south and you take a scent.
Gosh.
And yeah, you clearly smell what would be considered a larder
Oh, what?
or a pantry or
Oh.
food storage.
Food storage. Hey, there's a pantry somewhere around here.
Okay, I'll open up the door.
Welcome to the pantry. Food! Well, sort of. You can spend an hour here by consuming some of the food that you find and restore 1 hit point, although I don't think any of you took any damage.
Not yet.
You also know that you can carry an allotment of food, so it would be a block of food. However, you have the carry trait while you're doing so, which limits you to 1 action in combat. Holy dog. But effectively allows you to carry a 1 hit point potion with you.
Do you want it, or do you want to throw it? Hey, good news on that. I ignore the carry trait.
You sure do.
I will take a thing of food.
All right.
I'll also take a thing of food.
I'm gonna take
Yeah.
a thing of food
Okay.
downstairs to the wolf boy. Be
Oh,
like,
that's nice of you.
hey, I
You just
found
throw
some
it in.
stuff."
You're just like you open the door, throw it down, like here.
Take some food.
He's like, thanks. Any Oreos? You found 1 package of Oreo before Fred did, and you give it to the wolf boy. He's like, son of a bitch.
I probably stole it.
Fred,
from
take
Fred.
1 stress.
Well, I found Chips Ahoy. What are you talking about?
I'm
just thinking of Tallahassee with his Twinkies. He's like, when he shoots it. Leave. Just go.
He didn't say anything. He was.
Oh, that's right. He goes. Yeah.
I'm just like, it's pretty
Good,
easy
Jesse's
to
character's like,
steal
"I'm so
things
sorry."
from Fred. You just go, hey Fred, look over there. And he forgets what he's holding and it drops. So I just grab it.
That's good.
Where did the fruit? Where did it go?
It ran away.
All right. So there's a door to the south.
There is a door to the south.
Uh,
And there is a sign above the door that says garage.
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 There's probably a door.
It's probably French.
For the Louvre.
Fragile. That must be French.
Garbaggio.
Italian.
What does dinamite mean? Dinamite. It means you're like dinamite. I need to see that better.
Okay.
Let's
I
go to
would
the
like to listen at the door.
You'd like to hurt me? Holy!
I'd like to hurt the door.
I would like to kick the door in the nuts and the bolts.
Go on, full munchkin at this point. Full munchkin.
Yes.
Kick in the door.
All right.
I'd like to perceive at the door.
Sure.
Nope.
No, you don't
Once
hear
I get Adam together, then it's a 5.
No. Sadly, no.
You do when you roll initiative when the door comes to life.
It's
alive.
It's a mimic.
Why are you kicking doors? This is for all my ancestors.
Except for my cousin. He was ajar. But it's a door, not a door? When he's ajar. Right.
I heard a rumor about butter, but I'm not allowed to spread it.
Leave.
Get out.
Get out.
All right.
This is supposed to be
Yeah,
spooky.
So you don't. The door's unlocked, and you don't notice anything of unusual note from behind the doorway.
Smell. I want to smell.
Hmm?
What?
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 I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
No, I was like, smell.
You smell motor oil.
Yeah. There's a car.
Okay. We're going in.
I'm driving.
Okay. So you open the door, and you do that. You see a, for the intents and purposes of this scenario, that's
like
not
a
a carriage;
carriage.
it's a car.
Okay.
But it,
It
could
looks
be
like a
like a
carriage on the
50s, like Al Capone soft top or something like that.
Ow.
Perfectly valid. There's a stairwell leading up and from the south, I think. There is a garage door, but just a cursory, because I'm going to call it the Casey mode, or it's just pokes it, lifts it. It's same thing with the window. You're just like, man, it's like they're not real, but also they are real. And it doesn't cost you your once per session, but you try to phase through it, and it's like a force barrier, just not letting you go through. You're like, I can't even use my ability on this.
Oh.
So.
It kind of reminds me of like those video games that it
Yeah.
looks like a door, but it's not really a
You're
door.
like Final Fantasy VII, where you're walking on the bridge. You're like, why can't I move any further? Like, because you're not allowed to. It's an invisible wall. Yeah. So everybody in the garage, if you'd like to make a test, perception. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
I can't even make a 5 if I add them together.
Well, that's okay.
Oh no.
All of us can't
Alright,
succeed on the test. 3 of us
Cool.
can.
So Casey, you seem to see a glint of steel, although you think it's steel, coming from the northern stall underneath some refuge. You find a hubcap, which would be a shield if any of you had the shield bearer trait. Just to give you an idea, you can use it. It is a piece of metal hubcap, so if you can figure out a use for it, great. You can take it with you. If not, whatever. Doesn't mean anything to me. I'll say Jules found it this time because they also got a success. Also hidden in the refuge is another newspaper, and this one has a rumor. Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Okay, everyone is certain that Duchess manipulated her husband into buying the manor. The letter is M.
Ooh.
So far,
Found
the
2
word I
letters?
get is mousy.
What letters have we found?
M-S-Y.
Okay.
Cool. Yep, there's a stairwell leading up. And any interaction with the vehicle, you can't open the doors, can't roll down the windows, can't break it. It's one of those invisible walls outside the purview of the scenario. So.
Yeah. It's like,
Well, it's kind of like.
Otherwise, you
you
guys
know-
would try to get in the car. 13-year-olds like, that door, fuck it. I know you guys.
There's this part of me that it almost feels like we're in a video game.
Right?
You're not wrong,
Uh,
or you are wrong, but
Feels like a video game. Come on.
for the purview of this scenario, yes,
Yes.
you are in a dreamscape, invisible wall,
Video game.
Japanese
RPG.
horror RPG. Yeah.
is,
Excuse me.
Jules smelled motor oil. Is there motor oil?
Yeah, there's a couple drips from the car, just because it's old.
Wouldn't do that.
Is there enough to, like, gather in my hand?
No, it's old. Yes, but it's old enough that it's turned. It's inert.
Alright. Well,
Oh, yeah,
just,
you can grease your hands up, sure.
I just want to try something.
Oh, sure.
Because we came here dressed like we are what we dress like, so I want to see if I can modify it. So I'm gonna get some grease and run it through my hair and see if I become a 50s zombie, like a greaser.
Yeah, you do.
Neat.
Yeah, as long as you retain the purview of your character concept, absolutely.
You look astonished.
Yo.
Yeah. And yeah. Casey changes his mind and something on his like he goes from like Middle European to like Gothic band bracelets. It all turns fluted black metal, like on the Death Knight now or something. I don't know. Yeah. If you could be a fox girl. Like, oh, I have hands now. Shit. The whole time.
No, imagine just a fox with human hands.
Yeah. Yeah, you're effects. Yeah, I'm a kitsune now. You're both a girl and a fox. Yeah. As long as
Okay.
I like being a little.
That's
Fred now has a sheet, but he's still a ghost.
Hey, you pick up stuff again.
Well, I pick it up. I just forget about it and drop it.
Okay, what would you like to do?
Well, there's another door to the north. We can try it.
Yeah.
With there's stairs going up.
yeah,
too.
that door that says egress or whatever, exit, and then you can see. Oh yeah, actually. So, while you're in the garage, you can see out of the door into the courtyard and notice at the front area. If you would like to make a test, visual. Okay, so those of you looking out the window, you see a bright light coming from the just above the porch, the upstairs. Which so the room with the 2 pillars, the room above that, you see a light coming from it. Although you can't see that room yet because we're not on the map, but you know what I mean.
Well, there's stairs heading up. Maybe we should go up.
Yeah, and then any amount of jiggering with the door, you realize, but that's the courtyard that you entered and went to the front door. So you can see the front door. There's a light above it that you don't remember seeing the light.
Do we see some bodies on the floor, on the ground?
No, you don't see any bodies on the ground.
Aw.
There's not. Your bodies are not on the porch.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Valid. But also, you can't see anything other. Like you don't see moon or moonlight or anything like that. You see swirling clouds and darkness. It seems to be the ending of it is the stone wall.
I feel like I'm in an 80s video game.
Kind of the point of the scenario. That's why I was like, yeah, put him in a JRPG horror.
Let's see.
Let's
So
see.
you go
Yeah,
back the way to the-
Ravenloft was the thing at that point. Yeah, very Ravenloft.
Should we check the upstairs of the
Let's-
garage?
Check the
Yeah, that's what I
stairs.
was suggesting.
Okay.
Cool.
Upstairs we go.
So next.
So I don't think we can open up the door to outside, right?
I mean, the stairs can't grab you twice, right?
Well, they haven't grabbed me once.
You want to check them for traps, though?
I float up the stairs. I check for traps.
Okay.
Oh, 3 dice.
You're like the booze in Mario.
I got like success.
Okay. Yeah. So just like with the other stairs, there is one like slat that seems to be troublesome.
Don't step there.
You realize, if you take like a piece of board off the refuse, you could put it on top and it would be a little bit higher, but it would stop it from falling through.
Okay, I do that.
But,
Okay. Yeah, you guys get to the top of the stairwell. So
Friday.
we're still on both maps, but if you did let me see the orientation of the bottom map real quick. We just want the bottom part. So keep that map over top of the front. Yep, we want just that bottom piece. There you go. Nope, I think there's one more room.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. You guys make your way into the garage hallway. So it's like a little balcony. There's a brown area. When you look down over, you see the car. So it's like a vaulted ceiling, like they would have done, lifting up the engine above it and stuff like that. However, as you're looking out over, you can test. You see like what appears to be a scratched in or vinyl painted on sigil on top of the car.
What are we testing for?
You're just testing visual. Yep.
We'll roll the third dice as well.
Yeah. It's not necessary at this point. You've got 3 successes. So I don't think Fred's pulled a rumor yet. So let's Fred pull a rumor. The sigil kind of gives you an idea of something that you maybe heard or read or saw since you've been here.
Let's see if it remember. No one in living memory has ever recalled witnessing a child residing in the manor. The letter is L. So
MSYL.
Y-L.
Slim.
Yep, that works. Or smile. I like smile.
You would
Smile's
like
not bad.
smile.
Yeah, so you have the whole L there to mess with. That's the garage hallway. There is a small light coming from. There's a window just next to the brown spot, like on the wall. Just above that is like a small sconce that's like a parking light, basically, illuminating the whole hallway and the part of the downstairs. You now realize that's why you were able to see in the downstairs.
Can I look out the window towards like the street or something and see if I can see anything, or is it kind of
so you look out and you can see just past the courtyard, and then as soon as you hit that wall again, it looks black and smoky and spectral, I guess would be the terminology. You don't see stars, you don't see the moon, you don't see clouds, except for the swirling, looks vaguely cloud-ish.
Okay.
Can I test to see if I hear anything?
Sure.
Give me my dice, man.
The car transforms. It's a transformer.
Okay. You absolutely hear sounds coming from the first doorway leading into the big room.
So this one?
Yep. So right there, you hear sounds coming from within there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's a sign above the door that says workshop.
Okay. I hear something going around in the next room, so.
All right.
Yeah, so there's a door to the north, and there's a door to the west that you were listening at. You don't hear any noise coming from the door to the north, to the best of your recollection.
We go peek at the north door then.
Yeah. That's
Whatever they're
Okay.
busy with.
So you're like, yeah, noise usually meant things. No noise usually didn't mean things. Great.
Yeah.
You open the door, and you find a lounge. This is what you would consider a workman lounge. There's a couch, sofa. They're probably not in any really good condition, but they're not in terrible condition. There's some tools laying about. They're mostly non-aggressive tools. Nothing that you could use as a weapon. Like it might be a pop socket, or there might be a small measure of chain. Maybe there's a bandsaw, but it doesn't have a handle or something.
Is there a mini fridge?
There is not a mini fridge. There's a table with some cards on it. There's a sofa. There's a rug that has like a nice little like relaxing pillow that you would lay against and maybe read by the sunlight or moonlight. The curtain over a window. Again, you open the curtain, the window is just there, and it's
I'm gonna go look at the cards.
nondescript. Yep. Cards look like they're kind of older. They seem to be made out of a really good material. Like it has a good feel. But they do feel like they're very old and a little brittle. So think of like old paper.
I just want to see if they were risky or not. 13-year-old kid, you know.
Roll a trap test. You get a paper cut. Son of a bitch!
Oh, it sounds like work.
There's a single razor blade hidden in the deck. I'm kidding. Unless you want there to be, I'm cool with that. You want to add horror elements? I'll let you get hurt. I don't care. But you can absolutely test, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So those of you who succeeded, you guys look around the lounge for a little bit, and kind of near the cards, you thought it was like there's like a table, and then there's a little sofa, and there's a small like little end table next to it. You find like a silver locket, and you open it up, and you see a super faded portrait. You can't really make out the people in it, but you do garner a rumor. So anybody not pull one yet?
I haven't,
All right, there you go.
but I also failed.
It doesn't matter. The rumor's for everybody.
We're like looking at
I'm gonna love it. You're gonna be the first one to get the rumor without the letter. You're gonna like, this rumor's useless.
We're looking at this locket, and suddenly Casey speaks. We're like, what?
Oh shit! I forgot you were there.
Here.
Okay. Several tales of local animals with a myriad of scars, matted fur, and other deformities. There is no letter. Because you cursed me like that.
Sorry.
You jinxed it.
Well, to be fair, it's a 6 out of 10, and you rolled 4 of them already. It's like, well, the odds were not in your favor. Cool. Yeah. So you still have the workshop, and you can head back towards the
Alright.
foyer.
Let's go to the workshop.
Let's go to the workshop.
What do we see?
Oh, we're doing pretty good on time. Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. You open the workshop.
I opened the workshop.
All right. As you guys walk inside, you start to hear a whirring mechanical feature of 2 animated mechanical skeletons as they shamble forth and walk out of the corners. So we'll just use the same minis. They're 2 metal skeletons. We'll roll initiative. Oh my good God.
Only 2. Only 2, you.
Unless you have the trait, you only roll 2 for initiative. There you go. You know, you still go before I do. I rolled a 3.
4.
I rolled a 3. My skeletons are dumb.
They're like, hi guys, we're here.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm at 12.
Well, I go last again, so you guys can go whatever frickin' order you want to.
I got a 7.
4.
Okay, so you, me, 7?
4.
So,
Yeah, so Brian, Casey, Fred, Julia, and then me, finally. Man, I cannot roll initiative to save my life.
Like, this is where I find out information I never knew. That there's intense rivalry between zombies and skeletons.
Oh, yeah, they're-
And I'm just like,
Primal hatred.
how dare you exist?
There
How
is-
dare you not
I-
have brains?
Trust me, I play Minecraft.
Have you ever seen the movie Warm Bodies?
Yes, with the yeah,
The
they fall in love.
bonies.
The bonies, yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about the skellies.
Yeah, that's
And yeah, they hate the coldies or whatever they're called.
I just chomp them down. Just rip an arm off.
Okay. So you all right? You
I succeed.
moved in and then bit them.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay. So yeah, that one. Let's do 1 and 2. So you hit 1 for 1.
Yep.
Gorgeous. Casey moves up. Swing, bada bada.
Yep.
Beautiful. Which one are you hitting? The same one that Brian hit?
Yeah,
Or-
I'll hit the same one.
All right, well, that one drops.
Yeah.
With a very resounding clunk, and you hear the whining. And it is no more. Casey
take-
hands the arm off to Brian. Here you go.
I'm going to go over
We can attach this, right?
focus, and then I'm going
Probably.
to. And I hit.
Got a success?
Yes.
Beautiful. So yeah, you ectoplasm, wah, Hadouken! And you take a nice little chunk of its clockwork face off.
What does the fox do?
Moves up and slashes. Success.
Nice. Yeah, so you take a bite or a claw or whatever you're doing to it, and you wound it. Doesn't look very good. The mechanism's still functioning, but the clock is winding down. And
It
he
gets
gets to
its
go! All right.
That one's still up.
Yep,
Yeah.
one is still up. Who is near?
Me
I can
and the
attack
fox.
anybody. You know what? Yeah, screw it. The fox looks delicious.
Oh, I do not.
Are you kidding me? 2, 2, and 1. I don't even get
Those
the auto.
guys hate you.
Yeah, so he misses.
Alright, so my turn. I'm gonna take the arm that Casey handed me. I'm gonna beat that one with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's only 2 dice because it's not your mastery. Okay.
Yeah.
You succeeded.
Yep.
Nice. You bludgeoned it to death with its own brother's arm.
Yeah.
Same thing happens. The clock starts to wind down.
You know, I approve of that tactic.
Yeah. So it is a light melee weapon, which I believe is your trained, right? You are proficient. So that's 2d6. If it's a weapon you're not proficient in, it's 1d6. And if it's your mastery, which you only ever have one, it's 3d6. So
Yeah, I'm apparently only trained in heavy weapons.
you are,
I'm having
because you can't have a mastery in a weapon you are not trained in.
Yeah.
And now you were born with a halberd in your arm, Casey, or a great axe or a great sword. But your halberd is what you are mastered in.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. All right. So everybody would like to test.
Sure.
So this is
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, come on.
Close.
Double
success.
fives.
Beautiful.
Double ones.
All right. You find a small series, like a toolbox of really ornate tools, and you realize that if you were to spend an hour, this is where I got confused. If you were to spend an hour with these tools, you could repair armor.
Oh.
So instead of, yeah. So if you take these tools and you spend an hour, you can repair your armor 1.
Ooh, nice.
You want to take the tools? I don't want to take the tools.
I'll take the tools.
Because I'll forget about it and drop them.
I already have a screwdriver.
The bag just drops them. After the third time, you're like, just take them. Gorgeous.
So I get to see me walking around and forget that I'm holding my one food, and all of a sudden it drops on the floor and go brink. Crap. Pick it up again.
I'm just imagining Fred's special item as a fidget toy.
Oh!
To be like, I have focus.
That's some bullshit. Some of you were carrying. You only get one action if you're carrying. Casey's the only one that ignores it.
Yeah.
So that's our last warning. You guys screwed me over one too many times.
I ate my food.
I don't think you took damage, did you?
No.
Oh yeah. I mean, you kind of eat it. You just don't get any benefit from it.
I'll also eat my food.
Okay. I presume you guys are heading back towards the kitchen.
You're...
Yeah.
The pantry? Yeah.
Then I'll grab some more food.
I understand. I ate it. That hungry.
Cool. No, there's only 4. It was 1 for each of you.
I didn't take any, so he can take
Oh, okay.
mine.
So you can take yours.
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah,
I
you
took...
did. You gave
Yeah, I was
me
like,
mine
you. I remember
to-
you three for sure. I
That's
didn't
right.
remember
Yeah, you
Kate,
gave yours to
Fred
the-
saying it. But,
Yeah, so my portion isn't there.
All right.
Uh,
Okay, guys, make your way back to the kitchen
Yep.
or the dining room. I mean, where the table is.
You're-
Do we want to check that door? Listen at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to try
Perceive.
something.
Okay,
Sure.
try something.
It's set for a family of 4, right?
Yep.
It is.
All right. What if we're the family of 4?
We can try it.
Like
Valid.
mom, dad, children.
works for me.
We're playing
Okay.
house.
Wonderful. All right, so
I
you
guess
guys all
we'll-
sit down at the table.
13-year-olds
Sit down at
playing
the
house.
table.
I love
Alright.
that.
A spectral, almost hauntingly delicious-looking food manifests on each of the plates. You're still unable to pick up the silverware. However, if you put your hand over a silverware and you pick it up, a ghostly fork or a ghostly knife or a ghostly spoon appears in your hand now.
This is so cool.
It's like eating a
It
hologram.
is.
Basically.
It's
For
like-
you, it's like, you're good.
All of
You're
us,
good now.
all of us have
You
to
don't even have to focus. You can touch these these items.
Awesome. Real food.
Yeah. So had you taken any damage, you guys would have healed 1 hit point.
Oh,
There, there's this part of me that's like, when did Hook come out?
94, 5, 6, something like that.
I think 92. I think I was.
It
still in
might
high
be.
school.
Again, I guess we're all 13-year-old kids in this time frame.
You're doing it, Peter. Peter. That's where it's from. Peter, because he's starting to imagine.
Imagine.
And then he's like, Rufio. You're doing it, Peter. That little kid's my favorite thing of the whole movie. Him and the fat kid that does the cannonball.
And
Cannonball! And then you just see a fat kid rolling down the gangplank. You're like, oh my god.
see, I saw that and I was like,
So
that's
how do we
nearly
get
as
rid
com-
of stress?
You rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, take an hour and relax. 1 stress per hour, like hit points, and then it's all your stress for a full 6-hour, full night rest.
Hook came out in 91.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, that was fun.
But still, I'm just feeling like I have to pretend like it's when I was 13. And it's like, no, get
Yeah.
that out of your head. The character is 13.
I mean, it's all valid. There's no wrong way to approach the scenario. You were 13 as a young person in modern society, but maybe your brain has shifted. Now you're 13 in the 70s. It's all good.
Yeah, your brain has shifted.
I mean, the Wolf Boy's been down there for 112 years. No, I
I'm
don't know how long
13
he's been
either
down
way,
there.
so-
A long time. And he wasn't a wolf when he came in the house.
13 either way, so.
Yeah. Well, I made everybody 13 for you.
Yes.
It'd be weird. Like, why are we going trick-or-treating with a 40-year-old man? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Check that door. Listen, perceive. No.
Okay.
Anyone else, or are we
Open
just
the
going
door.
through the door?
Open the door.
Okay, fine. Open the door.
All right. Yeah, you guys enter a foyer. It's a large open room with a vaulted ceiling and a balcony. You look up, because you're familiar with the balcony from the garage, you can all make a test at advantage. As you look up and you see railings. Oh, okay. None of you are really like contractors or construction workers or anything like that, but you do realize, like we can't just throw a rope up and climb up because that ballast is going to immediately just collapse. So you can't bypass you can't just crawl up there.
Not that we have rope or hook, grappling hook or anything.
You just
to
didn't
do it.
find it.
I mean, we might be able to stretch you out.
Like in Casper.
Let me see. I jump up to try to fly, and I
Fall on your butt.
nope, it doesn't work. I'm not
Okay.
Superman.
I need
No,
I need an upward force.
You do this.
Flap your arms, Fred. Flap your arms.
you throw 'em up.
I'm doing the chicken.
It only works when you make the noise, though. Got to do it on live camera. Front door, you're familiar. You look out, you see the front porch. Same thing happens. You realize, oh, can't open the door, can't affect it, can't do anything crazy. However, if you would like to make another test, visual, you see a heavy curtain hanging. Julia, you make all tests at advantage when it comes to perception. You're fine because you succeeded, but all right, it does take two of you.
I'm gonna write that down.
This
Visual?
it's literally there. That's what your trait says.
Where? Here?
Perceptive. That's what perceptive means.
Shut
When I
up.
say test for perception, you're doing it at advantage. Unless I say you have disadvantage, then it's normal. She's like, I'm going to write this down. It's already on your sheet. Casey's like, I'm going to put Armor Master on there twice. I know. Anyways.
Leave me alone.
So at least two of you got a success. This is the only scaled success that I have on the scenario. Two of you had to succeed or you failed. Two of you did succeed. Three of you technically. So two of you pull a heavy curtain aside and you see a portrait. There's a painting. And it is a beautiful, regal-looking woman and a like baron, like he has the vampire ascot, the whole nine. He's not a vampire, but he looks like he could be like a baron of some kind, of some note, maybe with like French epaulets or something. And there is the image of a small boy in the painting, but his face is smeared and marked and clawed.
It's a little boy.
One of you like to pull a rumor?
I might choose. I'm like, one of you can.
There was tell of a barren woman who considered using the manor as an orphanage. There's no letter.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. So you have a doorway to the west,
Yeah.
and then the doorway to the south, but you know that is not applicable. Fred, however, is convinced he sees all four of your bodies on the front porch, even though nobody. No. Trying to engage you, so you stay awake, Fred.
I don't know what it is today. I'm just.
It's every Sunday, man.
No, it's
We had-
usually me.
I was saying one time we actually had Casey falling asleep on camera.
Yeah. I don't know why either.
No,
Okay.
it was just one of the days that I think I got too much sleep last night.
I didn't get enough. Cause rain. Cause I.
What are you guys doing?
Moving into the next room.
Next
Okay, so you don't check, you just open. Perfect.
Rain likes to wake me up at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
I wake up at 4.
Okay.
I wake up at
So you
7:30.
enter a drawing room. This has a large table. You're pretty sure they probably hosted large dinners here, and probably family dinners specifically. There are no settings at the table. There's a beautifully vibrant centerpiece on the table. But if you look at it too long, it's like this gorgeous metal twisted like iron thing. However, looking at it for longer than a couple seconds, or mostly looking at it like with the corner of your eye, it becomes almost skeletal, like hands holding an orb or something, or a skull or something. And then you look at it and it looks normal. It's gorgeous, like a beautiful centerpiece. And then you turn your face and you see the corner, and it's again that terrifying looking, like skeletal feature. You see a stairwell leading up that you're almost guaranteed. You can almost guarantee that it goes up to the next floor. However, Fred can make a test at disadvantage. It's for a trap, so he's at standard. He's the only one with the trait, so he's the only one that can make this test. And then everybody else can make a visual perception check.
Succeeded.
Beautiful. You are convinced that the stairwell is trapped. Beautiful. So there's a small placard next to the ornate thing on the center of the table. You get to pull a rumor.
Yeah.
And now you see the skull, like the thing that's literally floating in the crystal orb. Now it's glass, and you can see liquid. There is a child's skull rotating slowly inside the orb. You're the only one who can see that. Everybody else still sees when they stare at it. The focus, the beautiful ornate centerpiece.
Well, then I scurry away from it quickly. and,
You notice the skull follows you.
I don't like the skull. Countless stories detail unusual noises coming from the manor at certain times. And we get to you.
I'm bad at words.
See, you have a doorway to the north and a doorway to the south, and a stairwell leading up.
Stairways are trapped.
Well, let's go that way. Let's check that door.
Which one?
That way.
North.
The north?
North. That way.
To the long room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this one?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to test perception before we go in?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Success?
Okay. You smell a familiar scents coming from that room. You don't hear anything, but you get the sense of canine coming from the room.
Okay.
Give me just a standard test. Unfortunate. Okay. Other than that, you don't hear any sounds or anything like that coming.
All right. I guess we're going in.
All right, you open up it's like an enclosed porch. There's a stair leading outside, a screen door. Same thing, screen door doesn't open. But it's like a glass green room almost. It's like a sunroom with a slanted ceiling. However, there are 3 dogs running towards you, and they look ravenous. If you would all like to make a mental test at disadvantage, you've already made the test. I gave you advantage. So.
Oh. It's good to know.
Actually, you know what? You can make it again at disadvantage. So just the one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. So for those of you carrying food, you know that food would alleviate the dogs.
Okay.
I don't remember if I ate my food or not.
I have not eaten my food, so I'll throw my food at him.
Okay. You throw your food on the ground. So for the carry tray, 3 boxes would be filled with food.
Okay.
So it's the same amount of space that a heavy melee weapon takes up in your box. So 1 is for like potions or small items, 2 for like medium items, 3 is for large. And then that you have a box, like I think it's 5, 6 windows.
Yeah.
So like your halberd would take up, your armor would take up 2. Your if you had a shield, to take up 1, maybe 2. I haven't really figured that out, but just to give you an idea of itemizing, you have like Diablo 2 itemized stuff.
That makes sense.
So you throw all 3 pieces of food. There's 3 dogs. Works out perfect. They each eat whatever grain or meat or cheese or milk or whatever you happen to find in the larder. And you bypass the scenario, or the scenario. You're done. Bye. You bypass the combat because the dogs are alleviated.
Dogs are sated.
Yep.
Oh, hi, puppies.
Good
You're
puppies.
big, but me.
Good puppies.
Puppies are scary.
And if you,
I'm tiny.
because you've successfully moved the curtain, you do notice that there is light coming from a panel, like a wall, and it's just the painting was on a very thin wall. And from this perspective, you actually see a 4th image, another child, a young woman child in the photo that is not reflected on the front side, but is shown on the back side, like a silhouette. One would say almost ghostly, like a watermark. So, right, that's it for this. I presume you're either going to go upstairs or you're going to go to the last room, and we'll take a break now.
All right.
The 15-minute, 10-minute break. What do you think is?
10.
All right.
We usually do 10.
So yeah, we'll take a 10-minute break and we will come back very shortly. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back. We are continuing Stillwell Stone Manor, one Shocktober scenario, written by myself. This is Tiny Dungeon 2nd Edition, a variant of Tinyd6 by Gallant Knight Games. And our current Gallant Knight, Casey. Not associated with the actual company. Although we would love it if Alan would get in touch with us. We're local. So,
Ish.
yeah, you guys, you feed some dogs, and they are congenial as much as the Wolf Boy was. You notice the female child portrait silhouette that you couldn't see from the other side because of lighting. You got the rumor. You now know that there was 2 children who lived here at some point, and they most likely you're now convinced because of the SETI room and the table in the kitchen. Most likely the kids didn't eat with the parents. They most likely ate with the housemates that you killed. So that's why kids they weren't allowed out to play or anything like that. So. As children, you're able to put 2 and 2 together like, wow, that's a really crappy life. Yeah, you have a trapped stairwell and another room to the south.
Check the door.
Okay.
Open the door.
Open
How
the-
about you check the door?
You don't have to do what he says.
You
He's
don't
not
have to do what I
actually
say,
in
no.
charge because he's a knight.
Fred,
Yes.
it's not a trap, but it is a mechanism. I'm going to let you make it at standard.
You mean advantage?
Nope. It's at disadvantage. He's at standard.
Double sixes.
Nice.
Yes.
You're pretty sure there's like an elaborate rope pulley system connected to this door. It doesn't look like there's any harmful effect, but it's something involved with opening the door does something. But you won't know until you open the door.
I'm going to use my once per scenario and walk through the door.
Interesting. I love it. So you bypass the door?
Yes.
All right. You enter what could only be considered a den. This is like a man cave, so to speak. Rich suede, leatherback chair, books, the whole 9. And you see a skeleton just sitting in the chair like this. And he seems to be wearing... No, I say he. They seem to be wearing like Ebenezer Scrooge style pajamas. Not sure if they're male or female, but they're sitting in a chair. And you do notice some ropes kind of like tied to their wrist and their legs, marionette style.
I don't think he's coming back.
What would you like to do?
Give him a minute. Maybe he'll open the door.
Yeah, there's you see like an old ashtray and
Can I disconnect the ropes from the door and stuff like that?
sure, you can do that.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
And then I'll open up the door.
Okay. You open the door and the skeleton remains stationary.
Okay.
The ropes are still there though.
Right.
You can play around with those if you'd like.
I'm going to leave him alone.
Everybody walks in and he's just, the ghost is going like this and the... Yeah. All right, you guys enter the den and you see a skeleton in a pajama set. There's a soft light coming from a lamp on the wall. Like I said, there's lights that work in this house, in the upper part of the house. Seems like it's like an old Victorian style gas lamp, but there's no open flame, kind of like a ghostly light's coming, casting a pallor upon the person in the chair. Would you all like to make a visual perception check for the room? Nice. Beautiful. Hidden underneath the person's left leg, covered up by what would have been the robe or the, I don't know what they're called, pajama dress. granny robe, whatever. You find another piece of information. You gain a rumor.
Okay,
It was really hard, like, fitting 10 of these in. And you had to find all 10, because if you don't, it doesn't make any sense.
Considerable age ago. and
Julia?
eccentric-
Is your microphone on?
A considerable age ago, an eccentric owner likely paid to have secret passages put in. There is no letter.
Okay.
Why is it always eccentric to want secret passages? I feel like that's a fairly normal thing to want in your house.
Especially as a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
13-year-old, yeah. That secret passages are cool, man.
Or
Why
secret
can't we
rooms.
put secret passages in. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it's kind of a funny rumor to get now, because you've already found one. You're like, there was definitely a apartment downstairs, and then there was a secret hallway to a child's bedroom. What?
How did
Which
the
was not the
children
Wolf
live
Boys'
here?
bedroom?
How did the children live here?
They had
It was
TV.
depressing.
That's
Yeah.
all I had. Very depressed.
They had TV.
Yeah.
The
TV
Wolf Boy
makes-
did.
Wolf Boy did. Not
Oh,
the children.
curiosity, how many beds were in the room that we woke
One.
up in? One?
Mhm.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, you haven't found a second bedroom yet.
Well, I haven't gone upstairs either.
You say
True.
No, but you said it's trapped, so. Can you do anything about the trap?
I'll go see.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to
Do you have
disarm.
a screwdriver?
Somebody does.
We do
want
have
a
one.
screwdriver?
Yes, I like a screwdriver.
Do
There you
have
go.
Yep. Yep. You get to make an advantage.
Screwdriver. That's what my parents drink.
They would also get to make the trap an advantage.
3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Beautiful. So you failed to disable the trap.
You break the screwdriver.
You can attempt it again, but if you fail again, you take stress.
I'll attempt it.
You can let somebody else also attempt, but everybody else is at disadvantage. If you all fail, you all take stress, because you're basically panicking trying to get this correct.
I'll try one more time.
Okay.
And I got the highest one I got is a 4.
So you take 1 stress.
Look, Fred, just calm down.
Take a
Let
deep
the
breath.
zombie take care of this. It's a 6.
That's not fun. Fred's like, I hate my dice. You have dice don't like you, man.
It depends on the day. It really
That's
does.
true. That's
So I've
that's
had
valid.
days that I get get really good dice roll and get days. That
Okay,
Yeah.
so luckily, there's no critical fail or anything like that. You're pretty certain, had you had you triggered the trap, it would have opened to the basement down the cellar, and dumped you. Probably, I don't know exactly where on the map it is, but maybe in the wolf's place or nearby. No, let's see, where is it?
Yeah.
You know what? I think it would have dropped you into the room with the tables, the desks.
The homework room.
Homework, the real trap. You would have taken 1 wound, and you wouldn't have had any way of getting back up. You would have had to go circumnavigate. So,
One wound.
Try
but
the
luckily
flying thing again.
the zombie was like, "I got this."
You just gotta focus.
Well, I figured I got it somewhat done, and I got frustrated and threw the screwdriver down, and then
I
he
love
went up
that you rolled 6 dice and failed all 6 times, and Brian rolled 1
and
and succeeded.
hey, I rolled a 6 that time.
Valid. Okay, you guys head up the stairwell, and you come out of the balcony room, so the room in the center. Excuse me. And this room looks a little familiar, at least from the vantage point of the ceiling, because you've looked up and saw the top part of this. Oh yeah, you're right. That is correct. Because these are all supposed to be in the same orientation. All right. Okay. all succeeded, so you know that if you interact with the railing, it'll act as a trap and break, and you'll fall.
Wow.
There's a part of me that just wants to walk up and kick it.
Sure, you can do that. You walk up and kick it, break the railing, make a tested advantage.
Yay.
Everybody
You
roll.
said it.
I said it.
You
Yeah.
Okay. So, had you failed, you wouldn't have failed, but you'd have taken 1 stress from basically now you're at the edge of an edifice, like, oh shit. And you're heavy armor. Yeah. Anyways.
Everybody roll back the video to where Casey was like, I don't think I destroy things if I don't have to.
He's like, I'm done with this shit. This house sucks.
That's gone. Railing, take this.
You're like, I could blame this on somebody else who has a rope. Yeah.
I'd
So
like
you have.
to blame Fred for this. Can I roll for that?
Yeah.
Some strange reason, I thought he was
Success.
going to say that.
Take 1 stress, Fred.
So I'm at 3 stress?
Yeah.
Is he less knight now and more Don Quixote? Oh, princess, I shall save you.
He made Fred his involuntary poncho. Alright, yeah, you have a room to the.
I feel so picked on.
From your vantage point.
This is revenge for
Okay.
when I handed you that and said, here, put this over there. You closed it, and I'm like, Fred, don't close it. You're the one that did it.
So the large curtain from behind you is not actually a curtain. It is a light board, basically. Like it's a panel of lights, and then there is a curtain, but it's not like a heavy curtain. And you can tell now that when you were looking up, the bright light that was coming from this room is from that. So that illuminates this area and any room that is adjacent to it with a doorway. Which there should be 2 adjacent doorways.
Yep.
Yarp.
Yep.
And then you look out, you see the porch roof, and you can see the garage from your vantage point. And then again, get to the stone wall, and nothing but swirling mists.
blasted swirling mist.
Let's see.
Which way you want to go?
I'm gonna put a battery on the floor
Oh,
and
wind
spin
takes
it
It does not spin.
that way. So,
This way.
Check for traps.
So the door faces
Okay.
you.
Check for traps.
there's no traps. It's fine.
1 success.
It is not trapped. Door is unlocked.
Right, open
The
the
door.
door.
This door looks very ornate.
Open the door.
Welcome to the grand bathroom. This is as beautiful. There's a vanity in the corner. Series of gorgeous, like French drapery. There's a huge clawed bathtub in the southern corner. And there's a like a Japanese style rice door that opens up to a water closet.
I know.
And there is a door to the south that is very clearly locked and is got gold like filigree, and you could tell like that's probably a master bedroom of some kind.
God, usually they feel like they do this opposite. You get the bedroom and then the bathroom.
Well, you can tell that the northern part of this bathroom is also like a small reclining area. So it's like not unheard of people coming in, and like if you're taking an ornate bath, having your maids and stuff kind of like chilling over there. So, but the bedroom is where you would have the private time. So that would be separate. Yeah, it's very different than what we would understand, but it's probably more common in older Victorian, Edwardian style. Like, hey, I can be naked in the bathroom, cool, but if I'm naked in the bedroom, you can't look at me. Because that's where I'm naked with my husband. But anyways, what'd you like to do?
I'll take a look around.
Take a look around.
Okay.
Oh, you've got to be kidding.
Nope.
Beautiful. Cool, Fred. Hey, so next to the vanity, kind of like taped in one of the corners, you move a little piece of a panel aside, and you see like a really like cool painted picture. It is a rumor, and it looks very similar to the one from the locket that you recall. The image of this one specifically, though, is of a young Victorian Edwardian-looking woman. And,
Oriental-looking woman?
no,
Oh.
Victorian or Edwardian.
Oh,
So like
sorry,
steampunk prior, yeah.
Many years ago, the manor fell derelict due to failure to pay taxes on the property. There is no letter.
Okay.
So the state owns the property now.
Probably. All right, shall we go to the ornate door and check it out?
Sure.
Okay, you listen at the door. You don't hear anything.
Alright. I believe in you, Fred. Pick the lock.
I believe in you.
So this is just with it.
Yeah, you don't notice any functionality of the door that would allow you to pick it arbitrarily.
Oh.
Like you're pretty sure there's a very, very fine ornate key that most likely opens this doorway, or something might be associated with it. You can attempt, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's nothing you can do to pick this lock. So in
Nope, I
in
can't
this
pick it.
scenario, even a success would be considered a failure, because
You know, should we go check that skeleton a little better?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Now you won't go back downstairs. Alright.
Well, there's something inside me that says if we're gonna find a key to this bedroom, it's gonna be on that skeleton.
Oh, it's gonna be in the other rooms.
Yeah.
Like, literally inside you, or...
Hope not.
It's just a feeling.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like a little specificity is in order. Some of us have stuff inside of us. And I pull out some guts.
Brian's like
this.
Brian's like this feeling. This is delicious.
I feel like some people are just transparent.
You're like, instinct. Is that spicy? Sometimes.
Does it have a nice flavor to it?
But
Welcome to
that
Flavor
is-
Town. Bam.
But that does sound like a good idea.
Okay. Ooh, good idea. Sounds tasty.
Hmm.
You guys go back down and recheck
Yeah,
the skeleton.
Recheck the skeleton.
Okay. Everybody make a test at disadvantage. So you're at regular. Yay!
I believe in you, Fred.
So I talked about a cigar, brandy, ashtray, the whole nine. The ghost goes to pick up the ashtray and knocks everything over, and there's a small flat golden key hidden underneath the ashtray, almost as if it was etched out of the glass and held there specifically. Again, I literally said during the break, hey, you need to recheck multiple times depending on success levels.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, finally you figured it out. I'm like, finally.
Finally.
And I was outside petting
You
a
were.
chair together.
Hey, I didn't bring the chair. That's not my fault.
I'm not saying it's your fault.
It is definitely your fault.
It is definitely my fault. But I listened.
So,
That's the thing.
all right.
Yeah.
How many rumors are left?
One.
One.
Take it. We're going to bypass the need for the last rumor. You get the last rumor because the key. So.
I
How-
was
what does
gonna
that spell?
flip stuff if that was the last letter, and that's the last letter.
The last letter's A.
The last letter is A.
Yeah. Now, somebody want to read the key?
I don't
So, who raise your hand if you want to read the key? Written in beautiful gold lettering. upon the face of the key, the what do they call it? The notes? I don't know, the prongs. Spell the word asylum.
I knew it. I knew it. I figured it
Yeah,
out.
once I got the MSYL, I'm like, the last letter's A. I know what that says.
As soon as I looked at it, I was like,
Smiley.
oh,
And that's
wait a minute.
if you don't get all the rumors because you failed, that you can put 2 and 2 together and say, oh, does this do something? But also, if you don't find the key, there's another way to open the door, and knowing the word is one of them, and it does a thing. So, great. What do you guys want to do? I believe you have what two
should I
rooms
read
and
the
the
last
bedroom, so
letter?
you can buy. Well,
I'll
shit.
read the last rumor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A ledger with numerous names tells of people,
That mom.
all adults,
That's Katrina.
who stayed at the manor.
What?
I just really don't think this place is big enough to be an asylum.
Yeah.
I don't either.
I mean,
don't
3
think-
floors, multiple rooms,
I think it's
and it had a very
crazy.
sterile.
Anyway,
But also, I'm not talking. It's not a 20-person asylum. It may be asylum for
Children.
specific people that could afford this type of place, like very specific.
all right.
Home or
So,
whatever, so-
For like rich people asylum.
Yeah,
yeah.
where like if I'm a baron and I have at the time I had a son who was mentally unstable, I would send him here, knowing that the care, like they would get good food, they would get good clothing, good meals, good whatever, care, like washing up and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to have enough bedrooms to me, no matter what.
we don't always
need
sleep in
a
a bedroom.
Yeah.
Like,
And
sit
you
on
also,
the
there's
table
2
for
rooms that you haven't been in, so
That is true.
So,
Go to those rooms.
master bedroom first.
Master bedroom first.
go up to the key. Take the key up to the master bedroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you turn out the key, and a voice inside all of your heads. Again, the clock chimes. Bong, bong. Upon the hour of midnight, speak the word. Or no, break the silence of God damn it! Break the secret of silence by saying the word.
Asylum.
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 Door opens. Here you find a resplendent bedroom, set up with it's an immaculately set up. There's a gaunt-like and almost skeletal figure laying upon the bed. As you enter the room, he awakens and he stands. Finally, my patients have arrived.
This sounds so familiar.
Roll initiative. After you roll initiative, if you would all like to make a mental test at disadvantage. Okay.
What was that?
Nobody's
was
gonna
my
go
fault.
behind me.
Okay, so since you succeeded in the mental check, you know that just saying the word of basically asylum, it will damage him for an action. You don't even need to attack. You just say the word. He takes 1 damage. That's an action.
Okay.
You also know that if all of you take a full turn to do it, you have his current hit points.
Wow.
Yeah. Anybody who's familiar with D&D, he is very clearly a lich.
Oh,
No. Okay.
great. Great.
All right.
So he got a 7. Where are you guys at?
7.
I did not.
8.
8, would you roll?
Uh,
3? Ouch. 2? Ah! So 8 goes first.
Okay. Asylum.
How dare you use my own devices against me? And then he's going to cast a spell at you.
Okay.
So a small, kind of similar to ectoplasm, but this is clearly magic.
Mhm.
And he reaches a skeletal hand out towards you, and he says, "Stillwell Manor," and he starts to absorb some of your life force. And he succeeds. So he hits you for one damage.
Okay.
And then he gets a lair action. It's not called that. Nobody is near. Damn it, he got to go first. Okay. So he does a thing and nothing happens. Basically a thum, like a humming, comes off of him, but none of you are close enough to be affected. Who's next?
I guess me, because
7.
I got
Yep,
a 7.
yeah, so enemies always go first when you share
I
initiative.
It's
got a
fine.
4.
You know, I like our zombies idea. Asylum.
How dare you! You don't know! Someday my wife will rise and kill you all!
I don't know.
Oh.
Jules?
Asylum.
Ah! Stop it! Enough! Your words are wounding me!
What's the point? Jinx.
Maybe you should go to the asylum.
No! Fools! All of the damage that you guys did, the 4 damage, heals. Basically, it was emotional damage. And you see that the skin and the skeletal gauntness deepens. And you're pretty sure you just emotionally scarred him way worse than you thought. You are now convinced, however, it won't have a further effect. So,
Okay.
he went from 20 hit points to 10.
Fair.
So effectively, you did 6 extra damage by all of you doing it over a round. Like, really, you didn't even need to do that twice, but sorry.
No, that's fine. It was fun
No,
chanting.
it was a good idea. I'm like, no, I like what he's thinking.
It was good. I like that a lot.
You're up, Brian.
All right. I'm gonna
Flashlight.
pick up a battery and be like, I can throw magic too.
All right.
Yeah.
You threw a battery and you hit him with it?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Roll 2 of the batteries off. 1 is still inside your... Well, I'd roll 1 off, so you
Yeah.
only have 2 left. Yeah, you throw it at him. It hits him in his skull, and you see a small crack start to form as you hit him for 1. And he's like, "What manner of sorcery is this? I've sold my soul. Why can't I do this magic?"
It's called electricity.
Oh, I have that too. Don't worry. That's,
Oh no.
apparently, it's a containment vessel for some form of electricity. But I didn't get shocked.
And then I will go to evade.
Okay. So you evade from far?
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous. Alright. Oh, and then it's his turn?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'll see what I say. He's going to use both actions. He's going to use... Well, no. He's going to use his only action. Nobody else is nearby, so his automatic one will not go off. But he's like, "Haha, she was correct. Watch what I can do."
I don't know.
And he's going to reach out and try to touch you with shocking grasp.
Don't touch
And
me.
fail. So you don't even need to evade.
He gets really close and you're like, don't touch me. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
He like picks up the battery errantly, and for whatever it goes to touch you, and it goes in the battery, and the battery's now fully charged. He's like, "Ah, cursed object!" So every time he casts a spell, he's chanting, and he's using names, and he's like, Elidora, Edward, Coliban, and you can tell that it's probably the name of his family that he's channeling through his phylactery. Put 2 and 2 together, and you're like, oh, maybe he like sacrificed his family for power. You're also convinced that the skeleton wasn't him; it was actually his wife. So, all right, who's after him? Julie, I think.
Me.
I am.
Oh, you have 7.
Oh yeah, you are.
I'm
You are.
7.
You are correct.
I said me because you said my name.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, it's gonna start hitting me.
Probably.
Probably.
Move up to near.
Yeah. And I'll take a swing. Yes.
Nice. So yeah, you take you hit him with your axe, and you take a little bit more than the cursory damage out of him. 2 wounds. Good job. So that was move and attack, and now I believe next up is Jules. So for the record, Asylum still damages. You just can't have his hit points again.
Oh, okay.
That's the part of the it won't work again I meant, not the Asylum wouldn't work.
See, that's what we didn't understand.
Oh, okay, sorry. So effectively, when you're using the word asylum, you're using one of the 6 correct rumors to wound his spirit. Like you bound your daughter, or you hid her away, or you trapped your son and you did this, or you killed your wife, or yeah. So,
Like, I
so
have
you
a
move,
magnet.
you move up to near.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you gonna do? You're gonna slack him,
I moved up to close.
slash him.
1.
So you get a 5? Oh, nice. Yeah, so it's success. Yeah, you walk up and you get his shin, and it carves a nice little encasement into his bone. All right, ghosty boy.
Ghosty boy.
I'm gonna go asylum and throw an ectoplasm at him.
How dare you use my love for my family against me, you scoundrels! You children, you all deserve to be in a basement
And
with
I
the
got-
rest.
Is that where they died?
Some of them.
I got a 4 and a 2.
Okay, so you did 1 though.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, top of the order. So Brian.
Right.
B right. Oh wait. Oh, he didn't go yet. He
Yep.
went before. She's still in near.
Let's see.
I'm close.
And then
I can't
I'll
do
be
any
like,
damage.
aha!
I'm close.
I like your smart words.
Yum yum.
Yum 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 yum.
Nice. Ah, you hurt me.
Oh no.
I am wounded by your something. You bit him.
By your gnashing teeth.
Ah.
Get the paper.
You wound me the same way my wife wounds me with her mouth. No, words, but bad. Anyways.
Very bad.
Let's not
Very
go there.
bad.
I'm just like imagining.
Yeah, Fred, we don't
Or-
need to know anything more about your ex-wives.
Bad wounding words and mocking
Vicious mockery.
visitors.
Yeah.
Vicious mockery.
Mock, 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 mock. Ah.
Remembering the old Tropicana commercial.
Okay.
Putting the strong orange.
I have 2 viable options. They
Yep.
both hit me.
Yep.
You did not use Asylum, did you?
No.
Nope. You did. No, you did not either.
That
Oh.
one did.
I did.
Yeah, but
That one
you're. Oh, you know what? Nah, the zombie's right in front of me. So he's going to get claw, and he's going to try to dig into you as best as possible, and fail.
Aha.
But the 2 of you that are in near now need to make a test. This
Near
is just
or
a standard
close?
test.
I'm
What?
close.
There's
Close,
two
I
in
mean. Sorry,
close.
not near. I get them mixed up. Sorry.
So what was
So just roll 2d6, and if you get a success, let me know.
Yeah.
All right. If you failed, you get 1 action next turn. So
I know what
magical thuming comes off of them, and it steals your life force a little bit. Doesn't wound you, but it makes you take 1 less action for the next round, which is fine because you're right there. But but you'd either have to move or attack. You can't do both. All right. Who is next? Casey.
I am next. I will focus.
Beautiful. And then swack him.
And take a swipe with my halberd.
Swipe or no swiping.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, it does not look good. You think you can defeat me with mere mortal weaponry? Like,
Seems to be working.
I'm trying.
Sure gonna try.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right.
Asylum.
You get 1.
1.
Asylum. You bark asylum. I can't understand you. Oh, but the words still hurt. There we go. All right, who's
On you,
after
Fred.
the fox?
I'm
You hit him with an asylum, and he drops.
And I hit him with my
Well,
ectoplasm.
hold on. He gets his thing first. And he stands right back up.
And then I hit him with ectoplasm.
Cool. And he stands right back up. And he goes down. And he's like, "No, curse my sudden but inevitable death, and I'm back." It's, oh Jesus! Oh, that hurts so bad. I'm back.
All right, zombie boy, you're up.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, we're at the top of the order. So that he has dropped once. If everybody
He's
would
dropped
like to make,
twice.
in one round, if everybody would like to make a standard test.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay. You seem to recall a silver locket that you recovered. You don't know the particulars, but you do know that liches tend to have a phylactery, something that their soul is bound to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best option that you think of.
Yeah, the locket. See, it wouldn't be you. You can't remember to carry anything. It wouldn't be you.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't remember who found it, or that's why you're supposed to put it under the locket, the silver locket. I don't remember who found it.
Oh, I forgot about
And if nobody wrote it down, then you forgot it. No.
no, I don't remember finding it.
I don't
I
Yeah, you
remember
did.
finding it.
I
Yeah,
remember
it had
finding
Portrait.
a portrait with the face of the child being super blurred.
Oh yeah.
Well, it must have been me then, because I'm the only one who remembers it for sure.
I remember finding it. So
No.
Yeah. You look back on this recording and you'll notice, you're like, oh, that's where it was. I can tell you exactly what room it was in.
it was in the basement, wasn't it?
I thought it was the garage.
It might have been the garage.
That was in the dining hall. I can't remember that.
It was in the lounge with the cards.
That was close enough.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the end table.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, see, I don't remember that. And I didn't find it, so
Probably
Yeah.
about 88.
It's because of your old age.
shut up, Grandpa.
All right, right on top of the order.
So, I'm just gonna pull out the locket.
Yep.
Tauntingly, and then start chewing on it.
Okay. Make a test disadvantage.
Yes.
And you successfully break the phylactery. You see he becomes far more tangible than he originally was. Whatever metallic sheen that was protecting him fades away, and now he just looks like an old, gaunt, skeletal-looking, like skin draped over type of gentleman. Still lich, just you're pretty sure that feature that he has that allows him to pop back up is now gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You evade, and then him?
Him.
Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely going to target you. He's like, how dare you?
How many times
My
did you
daughter's
have
locket! Give it back! And he reaches in with a vampiric touch to get it out of your gullet.
How many times are you gonna say how dare
And
you?
he does wound you.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I roll a
Yep, so
test
you
to
evaded,
evade.
so you roll 1d6, and on a 5 or a 6, you take no damage.
Come on. Nope. Okay, so I take the damage.
And I believe you're still close.
Who, me?
No, not
Him?
yeah,
Yes.
it's Brian and Jules. So you both
Yes.
need to make a standard test.
Yeah.
Succeeded? Did you fail? Same thing. You have one action.
Okay. My turn?
Yep.
Yes, I will
Focus.
focus.
I'm taking you down.
No.
4, 5, or 6? No.
2, 2, 2.
Damn, that sucks. So he kind of evades out of the way, and you feel that clink, and you're like, you almost feel like, man, if you had just made purchase, it would have been so rewarding. And he was like,
I feel like
no.
that. I do. Because I've seen him go down twice.
Yeah. All right. I think Jules.
Yep.
I'm going to hit him with.
I'm gonna bite his face off.
Yes, she
Sure am.
is.
566.
Nice. Yeah. So you lay into him and you just claw at and even though you clawed him last time, he just has you just feel like you dig in so deep into his body, and you knock his femur away, and he kind of stands there for a second, and then his other femur gives, and his body collapses, and then the bone just crumples down into dust at the last possible second. And in the pile of ashes that were once bones, you see another, like a small piece of a portrait that would fit in the opposing side of the locket if it hadn't been destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And you're pretty sure that had he dropped and you found the locket and you put the picture in, it would have done the same thing. It would have ended the scenario, whatever. But yeah, so after he collapses, and you guys are able to kind of take a deep breath of like, okay, that was kind of all right, cool. And again, you all just gain this big yawn of just, oh, why am I so? That bed is so comfy and beautiful and velvety, and oh, you stretch a little bit, kind of involuntary, and you guys just collapse. And then a second later, you wake up and you're
Outside.
on the front porch. It's morning. Night seemingly had gone by uneventfully. You guys were safe. For whatever reason, you're like covered up in a blanket. There's like a small little pillow over your head.
Over your head.
Under your head, I mean. And you hear the fading of the clock for the last time. Bong, bong. And a door opens up, and a small boy greets you. And you see him kind of like taking off like werewolf hair, like taking off the fox style wolf ears, and he has like a little fake tail. And he's like, hey, I think I saw you guys in my dream.
Oh.
But you want the rest of the candy? And he hands you a giant bowl full of various accoutrement candies. And then from behind him, you see two housemaids and a family kind of looking around the corner. And they don't look exactly like the family that you witnessed, but they look like they were descendants. Like, every year people come and they think they're going to ring on our doorbell or they're going to do this or whatever. And they never do. They never ring. They never knock. We just find a group on our porch. Nobody else comes to get candy. So I guess every year we just give them the rest of our candy. So, but make sure you guys get home safe. If you need anything, I mean, we can maybe get some water or something. But yeah, our housemates found you and put the blanket over you and the pillows under your head. And hope you guys had a wonderful night despite whatever happened. So, bye. And he slams the door, and that's the end of the scenario.
Hi. That was fun.
That was interesting.
I'm just like, I feel like I'm going to have regrets the next day eating the locket, being a living person now.
Wonderful. So thank you guys for playing this one shot that I wrote, Stillwell Stone Manor, for Spooktober. You guys have anything you want to? We still have plenty of time, almost 3.
Yeah.
I figure we'll take about 15 minutes. We'll talk about Tiny Dungeon, Tinyd6, and then I believe you also wanted to talk about Chill.
Yeah, we can go through.
So
Chill.
we do that as well. And then we'll close out, and then we'll go home. So all right. First question, not writing wise, but rules wise. Was there anything you absolutely just didn't like at all,
No.
or was there anything that was too confusing?
It seems to be really simple, so it's either hit or miss. So that's not
Yeah.
not confusing at all.
I mean, did Jules have advantage on perception? That was pretty confusing.
She did, but that was. I mean, she wrote it on her page twice, so she had double advantage.
Shh, we don't talk about it.
But that is so. Rules wise, outside of combat, you can't focus. But if you take a trait, so like she has perceptive, she can have focus for it's called precise senses. So you choose one of your 5. anytime she tests for that specific scent or senses,
Sense.
she would functionality have focus. So 4, 5, and 6 is now the success rate. You can do it for traps. There's a particular type of traps. And that is building traits. Like, I want to be really good at this one thing. And if you want all 5 traits for each one eventually to have focus on all of them, yeah. Scaling wise, like, a DM wouldn't require you to take 5 traits to get all 5. But if you did 2 or 3, we'd just say, okay, you just have them all, because you've spent enough traits of the total that you're allowed to have. Mm-hmm. That's one way you can do progression. You can gain additional hit points through experience gain and expenditure. You can gain, if you get masterwork armor, you spend a trait for that. Then now you have 4 instead of 3. Or if you have masterwork tools, you can heal. You can fix them faster, fix them better. It really just comes down to, what do I want to do? And then we just give it a name. Here's a trait. There's hundreds of them between all the versions of Beach Patrol and Frontiers and Wasteland and all the other versions of D6. And they can be cross-compatible. It's just, what do I want to do? At the end of the day, hey, if you can conceive of it, sure, it's perfectly viable. Mm-hmm. But they're not they're small bonuses, not all-encompassing bonuses. Because we don't want you to take one trait to be awesome at everything,
Yeah.
I mean, unless we were doing the Lord of the Rings Tinyd6, and we had the one trait that rules them all.
Yeah, but that's a big bad evil guy one.
That's the one you get possessed and lose the game if you fail.
Yeah, you turn to darkness and join the
Ceremony.
villains, I guess.
Hmm. But yeah.
Was there anything about the rules specifically that you really liked? I know that it's easy to say it's super simplistic, but anything specific? The only thing as a GM that I don't like is that every room, typically, I'm tasked with asking you to make a check. In an actual campaign, as in real D&D in general or Pathfinder in general, if you don't ask, I'm not supposed, I wouldn't just give it to you. But in the rules, you are. You're okay. Make them test in every room, every encounter, every scenario. It should just be assumed. But in an actual campaign, I probably would just be if they don't ask, I'm not going to let them look. You walk into a bank vault and you don't. There's clearly money on the floor, but if you don't ask about errant money, I'm not going to tell you about it. It's not my job. Although in D6, that's assumed. So that's one of the homebrew rules, I guess you want to call it. The other thing, I knew you would dislike the disadvantage rule, so I was like, let's just throw that away. I hate it as a player, and I hate it as a DM. It literally says disadvantage overrides everything. So standard advantage, I just crossed it off with a blue marker.
Yeah.
So if Julia has advantage on all perception checks, and she's at disadvantage because of no light, she has just disadvantage. I don't think that's fair.
No. I agree. That seems a little unfair.
Yeah.
Because you took a feat for it and you spent some stuff for it. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Well, and the progression in this isn't great. It's 10 experience for a trait, so and you're only allowed 7, so 6 plus your racial trait. Advanced Tiny Dungeon has it differently because you start with a class, you get 2 traits from your class, and then you can spend, I think it's 5 or 7 experience to get a new trait, and then you can spend 2 or 3 to replace a trait. So you're not really penalized you're like, oh, I took that, it's great, but I don't really use it that often. I want this instead, so you spend less. And then I want to do a rogue thing, so you spend twice as much to get something you wouldn't ordinarily be able to get. And then that one's a 3 experience will give you a hit point, and I think it maxes out to 20, which, Jesus, if you have 20 hit points in Tiny Dungeon, that's stupid. And again, so yeah, you could be. I think my character, I played a goblin that had shield bearer, so effectively they were always rolling 2d6 on evade checks. And they never had to evade. It was pretty awesome. I think I had 4 hit points. It wasn't great. I was definitely not a tank, but if you hit me, I got hurt. Some creatures like the Karu, which are the bear people, like think of Golden Compass. They can do 2 damage with their natural weapons. They have something called Powerful Blow. So it's basically like they can only do it at close, but they do 2 the same as a heavy weapon does. I think there's only one way to do 3. If you're a barbarian with a great weapon, you could, because 2 for a heavy weapon, and then barbarians get 1 when plus 1 melee whenever they're raging. So, but doing 3 is a lot in Tiny Dungeon.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I wrote this 100%. How'd you guys feel about the flow, the writing, the spooky, the scary?
Well, I mean, you've got us as players, so spooky tends to fail.
Well, yeah, but I wrote this with my daughter in mind. Like, I didn't want to go gore, gore horror. Because if she...
I know, but even Chill, which was supposed to be very horror, I think we were laughing more than we were ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dying, like getting a puck to the back of the head or ducking under a hockey stick, like it was getting speared. Like there were definitely moments I would have played into at one point, one of the walls was going to be bleeding. You know, the walls are going to be breathing, and like that was going to be interactive. The skeleton was going to do things like verbose and scary. The wolf boy was going to do things, and I was like, I mean, I still make it scary but fun. But I wanted my daughter to enjoy it and be interactive, and she seemed to have a lot of fun. Also, ironically, she has the most experience with the setting or with the system, and she bunked the most. I wrote it down twice.
Shut up.
So, but I knew, I was like, it's gonna take 2.5 to 3.5 hours, depending on how fast you guys move through scenarios. And I did know you could have completely bypassed the garage if you wanted to. And as you did, you could have bypassed the upper right-hand side of the building, which would have made you could have gotten there in 2 hours, and the end boss fight would have been twice as hard. You know, because you would have you wouldn't have been able to figure out the key unless you found it. And then you wouldn't have known because you only knew from the key, the words are only evident when you have enough of the rumors to make it out. And realistically, if you never checked, never did anything, you maybe would have gotten 2 or 3 of the rumors instead of all 10. I mean, you get L, Y, and M, maybe, or U, S, and A, and you're like, what's the word, you know? So who knows?
Yeah.
But that was really fun. I was like, how many letters do they need to guarantee this? And I was like, they need at least 4 to 100% figure it out.
We're like, we get Slay, and we're like, gotcha.
No, Slay, USA,
Smile is what
Muse
they were
was a
saying.
good. I was like, man, if they get Muse and they fuck that up, that's gonna be great. So yeah, and you guys, was it 2 of the combats you had to go through complete, and then I think 3 if you count the big bad evil guy, and then 2 of them you were like, hey, we figured out how to bypass this entirely. In the actual rules, I wouldn't say, hey, make a mental check, because you have to have a trait for that. Basically, I think it's called instinctive or something like that, where if the GM is unsure if you're going to be able to put 2 and 2 together, he can have you make a check. Everybody can make it at disadvantage when he's 6, and then the person with that trait can make it at advantage.
I mean, I was at the cusp of saying, if we have food, does that help?
Yeah, and that's great. If because of the way the rules are, they're so rules light. If you come up with an idea that makes sense, the GM is supposed to enforce that. You know, I don't remember. I think there was a moment where, So I didn't write in they could take the lamp out of the bedroom, but Casey was like, "That's a great idea," and I was like, "Oh, now I got to come up with something on the fly." Like, it wouldn't work out. It's the only room that it just innately works, and if they take it out in the hallway, it wouldn't work. Yeah, that's all right. Cool. Let's go with that. And then it was able to put 2 and 2 together, and that was super awesome. I was afraid Fred was going to use his ghost power at the beginning, and if you had all failed to find the secret door, I was afraid he was going to use it super early. Best case scenario, I thought, oh, Fred will keep it, and then he'll use it on the golden door. You know, just to walk through, and then it would be Fred versus the Lich until you guys figured out how to get in. I was like, oh well. You might die. But yeah, so yeah, I love it. There and Tiny Dungeon is like you can do flavor of the week where literally you roll 3d6 and you're like there, and there. Boom, that's the monster. That's what you have to do. You have to uncover the phylactery of this guy, or you have to. There was a treasure chest stolen by some pirates, or there's a necromantic crocodile you have to go kill. Like that's how. It's just roll 2d6, you're done. Like that's what you got to do today, and then you can literally just, as long as you use a standard map or functional, just where on the map are you guys? Because the battle is just near. Was it far, close, far,
Near, close.
near, close? Thank you. So fantastic. Any more comments about this system or the setting in general, and then we'll start talking about chill.
Like I enjoyed the combat. Like, everything's kind of simplistic, but it is strategic as far as the actions, because it's
Yeah.
like, it's like, do I evade this turn, or do I focus and, or do I just move back to far because
There's
I'm like, I don't
traits
wanna
that
be
can
there.
reduce your actions to 1, and there's traits that can improve your actions to 3. Elves specifically, so they have mastery in bow, or they're always trained in bow. But if they have mastery in bow and they focus, they succeed on a 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because they basically have auto. They succeed on a bow with a 4, 5, and 6 always. If they have mastery.
Yeah.
That's their racial trait. Dwarves are, if I believe if dwarves have 2, but one is if they're in armor, they basically get a bonus. So they get they're 4 HP instead of 3, and if they have a shield, they get to add 1, so they never roll below 2 whenever they evade. So goblins are fast. I think it's one of the traits goblins can choose is I think it's fleet of foot or something like that. They make initiative checks at advantage. So they roll 3d6. They go real fucking fast. And then there are traits like if you're poisoned, you make initiative test at disadvantage. So you never go 1 to 5. You're like, I'm going last. Which I might as well have rolled every time. So, but it's literally like, I mean, you if you have an idea of what you want to accomplish, like you can GM 30 seconds, like, all right, A, B, and C, and we're a go. Like it's so clean as far as if you look at all the different versions of Tinyd6, Frontiers, Wasteland, which is like Fallout, or they have like space opera, like Star Wars style. You literally can drop it into any setting, and it's just, you have 3d6, we're ready to go. Choose a couple traits. I have weapon mastery in the force, or not. It wouldn't be weapon mastery, but force would be like a trait that allow you to do basic manipulation, and then you could maybe have like a lightsaber, or if you want to force lightning as your magic ability or something like that. Just they're done. Stormtrooper, I have armor. Done. You're an armor mastery. I have I take a flaw to get another trait, so my flaw is I have bad aim, so I only succeed on 6s. That's very valuable. So chill. It was a lot of fun. Been playing a lot of D10 systems, and I think subjectively, I think the story that that Jason told was a lot of fun.
Jason?
Yeah, so I'm saying we played a lot of D10 systems.
Yeah.
So the story that Jason told was a lot of fun. The mechanical element of the D10, I think, was better instituted during Chill. Like, I felt better rolling D10s in Chill than I did in Warhammer.
Dark Heresy.
Yeah. Although they were very similar in tone.
Yeah, they're very
but
similar in tone. You definitely get higher scores in Chill.
Yeah.
Like, there's a part of me that's, I'm like, I'm not sure I'm a fan of the percentile system games, because
over under.
it's it feels a bit too random at times to be like, oh sure, it says I have a 60 and 60% chance should be good. It's not working.
It's because
I feel like I need like a 90. But then, Fred and Chill was able to hit on the 97, which is impressive. Good job,
Yeah.
Fred.
Yeah, Fred. At one point, I think Fred had 105 on something.
It was 105 for my aim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or for
for your
firearm.
gun. I was like, "What? You're not
For his
failing."
gun. Yeah. The important part is with the zombie, if Fred had said, I'm shooting it in the head,
Yeah,
it would have immediately killed it if you'd succeeded.
yeah.
But you needed one of the top 2 successes. So that would have been you had to get at least under 50%.
See, that's one of the things I kind of liked about Call of Cthulhu, because it actually on the character sheets.
And on the character sheet, it
Yeah.
has it.
It has
Yeah, and that's-
And it doesn't have it in chill, but it goes with the same
Yeah,
kind of thing.
that we were complaining about the lack of direction with some of the mechanics.
Yeah.
Like in Call of Cthulhu and Dark Heresy, like it's written effectively, like you know where you stand, and like you aiming and stuff. Like it has, the modifier because it's presented to you. None of us really had the opportunity to do that with Chill. So like we didn't know we were taking a 25% negative. Like when I got stupefied by the ghost. You're like, but you needed minus 25. I didn't know that until you told me after the fact.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way it's written, it seems like it's supposed to be a
Unknown
secret
thing. Yeah,
thing
and that's
for the
fine.
GM.
That's fine.
Because it's not.
But it's still, it's
minus
like I
25
succeeded,
every
and
time.
then it took the sail out of, like the wind out of my sails. I was like, oh, I guess I failed, which is valid. But we Chill, I think, was the only one that we played where we didn't really get an opportunity to look at the rules. So we were all going into a blind with a very minimal character sheet.
Well, I mean,
But the story was great, and I was like activating the like knowing about the wagon wheel and the kerosene and all that way beforehand. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, I had to GM fiat that one because when you let it down, that was literally what should have caused the ghost to go into agony. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to GM fiat that because they're literally doing this by pure coincidence with no malice intended.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna be like, they're gonna have to do something to the wagon wheel with malice intended.
Fair. And we found the sledgehammer, and it worked out, and it was like, it was
Yeah.
Whew.
It was poetic then.
yeah.
Fred got the sledgehammer, one of the tools used to kill this guy,
Yeah.
Yes.
and it was used on the wagon wheel.
like,
It was very good.
there was also just, like, if I learned anything from my first mission from Save, it's like, we should start just by burning the house and everything in it down.
Right? You're like, hey, the collateral damage is okay, right?
No one's in here? Cool. That seems to solve all the
No,
problems.
and there was this point in my head where I'm like, if they just burn the house down, they succeed.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they'll be mad. They'll be like, you weren't supposed to burn
You
the
weren't
house
supposed
down.
to do it down.
But,
But nothing spooky's going on anymore.
You didn't tell us we couldn't.
I assume that the reasoning behind not doing it is because, yeah, this place is in the middle of nowhere. When you're doing
Yeah,
a
that's all
haunting,
crap.
when you're solving a haunting in a New York apartment, burning the building down isn't an option anymore.
Right? Because there's 18 other people living in this brownstone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But no, that to me, that if someone had just said, "Let's just burn the house down," I wouldn't have had a recourse at that
Yeah,
point.
like,
It's
all right,
like,
15 minutes
okay,
in, scenario
well,
done.
you win. Congratulations.
Cool. So, what do we have Friday? Is Friday Hunter or Sunday Hunter?
I do believe
Friday
Hunter.
is Friday is Happy Jacks.
Happy
Oh,
Jack.
that's right. Yeah. Because
Sunday is Hunter.
Jeremiah can't play Sunday.
Jeremiah can't play
Yeah,
Sunday,
so he's
doing
running
the
Happy
five
Jack.
days.
Okay.
So 5th edition, level 3
Fifth
character.
edition, level 3. I don't know if I'm gonna come to that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just at the.
Well, if you come, you come. If you don't, you
If
don't.
I come, I come. Yeah, that's
It's a
kind of where it is.
level 3 5th edition character.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything officially printed is fine.
Okay.
Standard equipment, so whatever you get for your class at level 1, and then just 2 extra levels in whatever. I think he said point buy.
Standard array, he said.
Oh, did he?
Standard array.
Okay.
Yeah, he said standard array. He put. He
Oh no,
put them
he
in.
put an array. That's
He
what it
put
was.
an array
Yeah.
in, and said standard array. This is the array.
Oh, I totally forgot about
So-
that.
Yeah, it was
I can
So
ping you.
it's in somewhere.
okay.
One of our social
It's under
medias
it's
has
under
it.
the October schedule,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
and
Uh,
then that Sunday will be
Sorry.
Hunter.
Hunter.
If you guys want to come a little bit early, if you guys need help with the character, I'll just let me know and I'll come early.
I already got my character done. I was like, oh, I get to make myself. All right,
Yeah, I mean I haven't got it done, but I have.
it's
good
super
idea.
easy. It took
I
me
know.
like 15 minutes.
I've
Yeah.
used the World of Darkness stuff.
Yeah.
I know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's a little different, but it's not so different that you won't pick it up in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people make characters, so I never haven't. I bought the book and I was going to make a character and I never have.
Cool. All right, so look forward to that.
Yeah.
Happy Jack's 5th edition Funhouse on Friday, and then Hunter Vigil or Reckoning. Hunter the
Reckoning.
Reckoning 5th edition.
Yep.
Which not related to D&D 5th edition.
Got me totally confused when it said 5th
It's
edition.
World of Darkness or New World of Darkness or Mind's Eye Society, whatever it happens to be today. Gone through a couple restructuring since White Wolf owned it.
And then we'll figure out what's happening on the November
On
3rd,
November 3rd.
because Casey won't be
I
here.
will be here.
So we'll figure something
Oh,
out
right.
there.
Is that a Friday or
That's
Sunday?
a Friday.
That's a
That
Friday.
would be Torg.
Oh, fair. Okay.
That would normally be Torg, not going to be Torg.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Honestly, after all the one shots, maybe we just take another day off. Like, we'll see. All right. So, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to head through the Fellow Shop on your way out to pick up some fantastic Fellowship gaming loots.